Hit her with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy ain't told me. Hold to the show, man. Still to the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof of my life by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You never know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side Florida. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the morning, never a bar. 8, 10 in the morning, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with viewing for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
I can't even fake it this morning. I can't even fake it this morning. I can't even fake it. Enthusiasm, I can't fake. Feel good. I'm wow.
Let one get away.
That was a disappointing one. Good God. I really thought Sam Bennett won it. I thought for sure that was going in. But to lose like that with like, it felt like, you know, first of all, I mean, we'll get to the 3-goal blown lead, but just in overtime, I felt like the Cats were cruising.
They were like, it seemed like they spent 5 minutes in the offensive end, right? And shots all over the place, just missing, couple off like shoulders, and then to lose because he just throws it at the net and it hits a skate of a Panther.
I know, our poor clumsy polar bear, Nico Mikkola.
If he would have just got the hell out of the way, right? Yes.
You know, Bobrovsky goes to him after the game. He just scratches him behind the ear. He's just like, "It's okay, Nico."
But like for the game to end like that, it just sucked the life out of me.
It's such a weird thing because the Panthers have led in every game this series, and they've now blown 2 multiple goal leads. Yep. I know in game 1 it didn't last very long, but this is just like it's so unlike them.
Not
which I guess,
so unlike the Panthers.
Like it really is. It's an odd thing, but man, you would have thought that you would have had them on death's door after the ass kicking you gave them, and then you score 3 straight out of the gate, and you're not able to hold that. I mean, like, look, I will always believe in the Panthers' ability to put it behind them. They just earned that. You know, whether it's squandering the 3-0 lead last year in the series or coming back in, you know, against Toronto or coming back against Boston or what, like they've earned that trust and they have an ability to just say, hey, whatever's happening, they can do just as, you know, the Oilers have. I mean, the Oilers, you know, you would have thought that they could have just packed it up after that. But I'm going to tell you right now, if the Panthers don't win this series, that's going to be one of the most haunting games in franchise history.
Yep. I think what catches us all off guard and shocks all of us is they have done something very un-Panther-like in this series.
Yeah.
You give the Florida Panthers a 2-goal lead at any point in the game, it has been pretty much over.
Well, they've done 2 things. One, they've done something they've never done now twice, and they did something that's never been done in AHL history yesterday. So, you know, I mean, 3-0 lead, never blown before. And a Panthers lead after 2 for Paul Maurice, that used to be automatic. And now twice they've squandered it. And look, this has been a crazy series. It has been a crazy series. There's no doubt about it. With, you know, the late ties, 3 games have gone into overtime. It's been unbelievable drama. And I fell off my couch yesterday with the Sam Reinhart tie. I was like, oh my God. Like it's been unbelievable theater, but also once you lose, it's crushing.
Right.
It only has 2 speeds. There's euphoria and there's just want to go vomit in my lawn because of how sick I am over what just happened.
I can't for the life of me. The angles that they shoot these pucks. Because that Reinhart puck, when they show it from the side,
yeah.
You're like, there's no room. So yeah, man, it's all right. Well, I mean, the one thing I will say is the one thing that this team and this organization has earned is we don't need to get all it's over or whatever. They've done this before. They seem to keep their wits about them in some of the worst circumstances. And I'm more than sure we'll hear them talk, right? Especially Paul Maurice, because think about this. No matter how great you've played or how poorly you've played, he has come on and said right after the game, hey, guys, these are two evenly matched teams. This is going deep into the finals. So they have prepared for this. He has put it out.
He can say that. He can say that, but there's no way that Paul Maurice thinks going into the second intermission with a 3-goal lead, he's like, oh, come on. Like, this is our playpen.
It almost seems like you play prevent defense when you get that big lead thinking that there's no way to score.
Yeah, which normally isn't their style. Usually they keep the aggression on and yeah, that I think that's the thing. And look, I'll credit Edmonton. They came out in that second period. They were throwing haymakers. They were awesome. You know, they abused Bob up top, you know, some great shots over his shoulder, but no, there's no, like, he can say that and he can wax poetic and he can get into Paul Maurice the philosopher, but there's no way in his heart of hearts he's not mother bleeping to himself on the ride home.
Oh yeah, of course.
There's no way.
Of course. That flight to Edmonton is going to have a different feel now that it's two.
Oh yeah. And this is the interesting thing is, like, this is, and Kachuk mentioned this last night, is like, who's going to be able to recover the fastest, because this is the lone game that has the 1 day off. So they're having all this travel. They got to go all the way to Edmonton, and it's going to be interesting and you would imagine
this might be the sloppiest, worst game that we see in the series.
It could be, but it also, like, you're going to feel like, I would imagine, like, if there's ever going to be a home ice advantage, even though the Panthers are very good on the road, like, you got to imagine the juice that Edmonton's feeling would be incredible. I mean, if they're down 3-1, who knows? I mean,
everybody's like,
you get a 1-goal lead, you get squeaky cheeks all of a sudden in Alberta, like, you know. Now, I don't know. How you feeling, Froggy? Hello.
You got to ban them from the game after this.
Who?
You know who I'm talking about.
No, I don't know who you're talking about.
Taylor and Travis. Are they even hockey fans?
I mean, he's a Matthew Tkachuk fan, I think. He's they had the whole Kelce Tkachuk crossover, and he lives in Boca now.
Never seen him at a game, have you?
No, but he lives in Boca now. He's a new resident.
He's
bandwagoning a little bit.
Not allowed.
Wow, so you're banning him?
A historic comeback. Only happened once in 100 years. You happen to be in the building?
I got to be honest with you, and I hate to do this because I'm seeing a lot of that. People want to blame Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay was having a great time yesterday.
Ooh, J-Fig said, "How about ban Jason Taylor?"
I'm banning the Dolphins. Like,
what?
J-Fig's 100% on. Every time we have a Dolphin bang the drum,
yeah.
And somebody asked me yesterday, they're like, hey, what do we think about Jason Taylor? I'm like, I'm hoping Hall of Fame bust immunes you from Dolphin stink right now. But apparently not. Like, I'm sorry. I just think it's time for the Dolphins. I don't care if even if it's Dan Marino who's like, I'll step up. No, I don't think we can do that anymore. Regular season only for them. And that's that. I don't know what to tell you. Like, first of all, it should basically be Roberto Luongo game 6 once we come back here anyway. But I don't think we could do Dolphins anymore. I'm sorry. I can't blame Taylor Swift because I don't have enough evidence. But I now have like 4 straight Dolphins who have blown a Panthers game.
So I got a question. I was in the hot tub, 3-0. Can't get out.
Okay.
Nope.
Good.
Didn't leave.
Right, so you didn't leave.
Didn't leave. Went through the second period. Then it was 3-3. As soon as it got 3-3, I got out. Got to change the mojo. As soon as it was 3-3, I got out. Then it was 4-3. And I was on the couch. So I'm like, then I got to move again. So then I got in the bed. They tied it. So now I'm in the bed. So I stayed there.
Just stay in the bed.
Yeah.
You handle protocol okay.
Okay. All right.
You did fine. You did fine. I have no problem with that.
After three consecutive goals, you got to change position.
Yes, 100%. You did.
So I didn't even stretch. I didn't even get in the pool. I got out, took a shower. Got to
you
get
handled
the
that
stink
perfectly.
off.
No, listen, you're learning to be a hockey fan. You're handling it like a champ, dude. I gotta give you credit. Anybody who says you can't coach Leroy Horde up, you're just wrong. You're just wrong.
I was like, man, I had so much lovely juice out here. I was getting ready for the long haul. I'm like, this 3-0, boy. Woo, celebrating.
What are you calling for a ban of?
All Taylors.
All of them?
Jason, Lawrence, Swift.
Wow.
No more Taylors. If you adjust, Aura could go. Or Mama Aura. She Taylor's clothes, right?
Yeah, okay.
She's
But that's
Taylor.
spelled differently.
Different Taylor. But Jason, Lawrence, if your name is Taylor and you have season tickets, I'm sorry, you got to sit this next one out. Everyone go back to what you did in game 3. Leroy, I commend you. You're taking one for the team, and I appreciate it.
Do you think Game Ops got a little too cute after giving up the 3rd goal and then playing Shake It Off?
Look at that. You're not.
They got a little too cute, yeah.
Not focused. Too cute. Too cutesy.
I'm blaming the Dolphins, not Tay. Now if she shows up to game 6 and they lose,
no, can't do that.
I would prefer them. Would I like them to go to game 6? I can't say I'd be thrilled. I mean, like it is what it is.
They win in Edmonton and come down here for game 6 up 3-2. I'm not going to be able to leave my house. There's going to be so much traffic.
Oh man, yeah.
No, I did not get out after the first intermission. No, sir. No, I didn't. I'm like, too soon. So that I even did it. I say, ooh, I can get out there up 3-0. Nope, too soon. So I got in the pool. Soon as the second period started, right back in the hot tub. Then all hell broke loose. Then I got out for good.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral Volkswagen. Choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the T1000 Alice. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. So the Panthers, yes, they cough up a 3-0 lead. They lose 5-4 in overtime. Leon Draisaitl with the game winner off of Nico Mikkola.
Goal I have ever seen.
Sucked.
It was terrible. Like all these guys who are so skilled. We just finished talking about the Reinhardt goal. And how from the side, there's no room. And then we got a puck bounce off the polar bear.
Sucked.
It sucked. And Bob is like, oh, he's trying to get over. And like, oh.
Bob had the squeaky cheeks at the end.
No. Yeah.
I feel bad. And this is the thing that's crazy. Like, yes, you never want to see a goalie give up 5, but like, I mean, dude, it could have been 20 with him yesterday. Some of the saves that he had.
Yeah, I'm not waking up today mad at Bob. Bob cost us a second. I know he was 5 goals, but it was rough. I mean, he did.
I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you who I need to step up a little bit because he's in my eyes. All right, because he's been knocking on the door, but he hasn't banged one through, and he had a bad turnover yesterday.
Oof.
Barkov.
That's the captain.
Yeah, but I was watching ESPN this morning, and they were talking about Barkov and Connor McDavid, and it's almost like they're washing each other out.
I know, that's true. I mean, it is
because Connor McDavid ain't got no points either.
But Bob is. I mean, Barkey's just felt like I feel
Barkov
like
has not only not scored, but he's done some stuff to lead to Edmonton.
Yeah,
getting opportunities.
Yeah, the penalty yesterday. I just feel like he has been
but
I feel on the offensive side, like he's been like right there. I'm like, dude. And this could be a thing with his career. Like sometimes he'll be in these lulls where you're just like, that he's got to just either pull the trigger a little quicker or be right there. So But
is that
it
just
also just
hockey though? Like
yeah, I
if
don't
you
know.
get shots and you get open opportunities and you know they're just not going in versus it's kind of in baseball, you hit the ball hard, but you're 0 for 10.
It's one of those things. I just need like
Right.
I just feel like he's close to a breakthrough, but they need more from him. Like they just do. I feel like
Man, they scored 4 goals, man.
I understand. I
Like
understand they scored.
Panthers, you give
I
the
understand
Panthers
they
4
scored 4
goals, they're not losing many games.
but they did.
Right.
So
No,
you're
I
looking
get it.
for you're looking for answers. You're looking
I
for answers.
I when you score 4 goals, are we not looking on the other side or are we looking at offensively?
Yeah, they definitely didn't play good, but he had a big key in that go ahead.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was a bad turnover by him.
Yep.
Let's get a US Open leaderboard, Leroy.
Oh wait, hold on.
All right, we got this
Where
going
you
on
going?
over at Oakmont.
By the way, Oakmont is the equivalent to fighting Mike Tyson in his prime, and then the next day fighting John Jones.
It's a rough
It's
course.
that brutal, dude. I've been watching this morning. So first of all, let's think about this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are only 8 guys under par,
Yeesh.
and 3 of them haven't teed off yet. So this is yesterday. No, sorry, 5 of them haven't teed off yet. They tee off around noon. So put that in perspective. Okay.
Well, I'm seeing
JJ
Brooks.
Spaun is leading at 4 under, but that's from his round yesterday. So
Yeah.
is I don't even know who Lawrence is. He's South African. I don't know his first name.
He tees off at 220.
Victor Hovland is 4 under today, which is unheard of, along with Sam Burns, who is also 4 under today. I'm telling you, these scores are brutal.
So you don't think Brooks Koepka is over par today just because he's distraught about yesterday?
No. Brooks Koepka is over par because if you miss a fairway, they have to basically like walk around to find your ball. Like that's how bad the rough is.
We'll take a break. We'll hear a little bit from your Panthers after last night's heartbreaker. We're back after this.
mistakes ago. I was in your sights. You got me.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Panthers suffered defeat last night, 5-4 in overtime. Leon Draisaitl with the game winner after Sam Reinhart's late heroics with 20 seconds left in the game. Frantic, chaotic overtime. Thought Sam Bennett had the winner. And unfortunately, the Cats will have to lick their wounds and head back to Canada and try and get themselves back up in this series with a chance to clinch it at home next week. So this is the quick one-day turnaround, and then Game 6 will be on Tuesday in Sunrise. So that is your look ahead right there for the Cats as they try and get right for this series, Leroy.
Leroy made fun of me yesterday. Tell me if this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we all know it's a short day because it's 1 day in between. Crazy travel day, really stupid. You talked about that before the series began.
Just odd.
Very odd. And I heard, I was proven incorrect, but I'm still kind of correct, that they're also playing this game at 6 p.m. But then they're like, no, it's an 8 p.m. puck drop. But I'm like, in Edmonton, 6 p.m.
That's, I guess, in Panthers clock, I guess.
So in Panthers clock, not only are they losing days, not only is it a travel day,
here, dummies.
But everybody,
dummies.
I mean,
no, just them.
Hey, dummy.
See?
Okay.
They're mean to me.
Just because you start, and let's be clear, we do this on the West Coast all the time. We travel to the West Coast, but we leave our clocks on the same time as Minnesota. The time is the same, right? You don't lose or gain time. It's still 8 o'clock to the Panthers. And their game prep, their pregame, and all that's going to be based off an 8 o'clock start. So I don't know what the hell you have going on here where you think they lose hours. They don't lose any hours.
They lost 2 hours.
I mean, nobody,
No,
they would all lose hours, though. Like, why is
they don't
like
lose hours?
You kind of lose hours because you got to go back 2 hours.
You
got to
losing
go back 2
hours,
hours.
Leroy. You're losing hours.
Do you understand
like daylight savings
that when the game starts,
Yep.
it will be 8 o'clock here.
Yes.
So it's the same time.
But then you gotta ramp up your game earlier. So if you're
No, you don't.
Yeah.
That's what that's why I just told you we would keep our clocks on the same time as Minnesota.
Seems silly.
Whatever it is where you're playing doesn't matter. You're on the same schedule.
So if I'm like, sir, you're like traveling. I'm like, hey, what time is it? I'm sorry, I don't have my phone. Said, what time? And you're going to tell me the Florida time?
No,
I'm like, you liar, sir.
I didn't know.
You're a liar.
No, not. Okay,
I always
saying
felt
what the time is one thing. But I'm saying when you're on a schedule, that schedule doesn't change.
It better. You better roll back a couple hours.
Gotta roll back.
But you're not rolling back because
you're losing 2 hours.
So think about this, okay? If I have to be at the facility or be at the stadium 2 hours before the game.
Yep.
Right? And in Minnesota, the game starts at 12.
Mm-hmm.
But I go out to the West Coast. I can still show up at 10 o'clock Minnesota time. Because just because the time changes there, you're still on your own clock. That's why all of the West Coast games
is Minnesota East or Central.
Oh, that's good. That's
is
good
Minnesota
point.
East or Central?
Yeah, what's Minnesota?
Central. So it'd be 2 hours.
Okay, so if you showed up at your normal time, you would be late.
No.
Yeah, totally
If
late.
I keep my watch on Minnesota time and show up at 10 o'clock Minnesota time,
Right.
it will be on time.
Okay. Well, I hate to tell you, Peter Pan, but we all have phones. Like they automatically adjust. You can't keep your phone on that time.
It didn't stop you from giving the wrong damn time in Dallas.
I admit my faults. I was very confused.
Wait a minute.
But this is
wait a minute. And keep in mind, Hold on, dummy.
Sometimes the phone doesn't update.
You can change your phone to whatever time zone you want.
Mm.
And
Nobody does.
and
Nobody does that.
and in fairness to me, back then
Hmm?
you had to do it yourself.
No, I understand, but that's why I'm saying like your tricks that you're trying, it doesn't work the same way.
It does.
Can't
When
do
you
it.
get the schedule, the coaches and the organization will say, we're on our same schedule. The time is different, but our schedule of when we do things is on our time.
I get it. Like when like Bam and Duncan warm up the same time. They always warm up 2 hours before tip off, no
Right.
matter what.
Right.
Yeah. But
Like
the sun
they-
is different.
Now it's different. It's a little bit different when you take like a West Coast trip because
Oh,
eventually it catches up to you.
see,
What about a mountain trip?
mountain trip?
No, even that, but they're just
Awesome.
going for one game.
I don't think you're right here.
It's even worse.
Listen,
Someone's-
the game starts at 6:00 in Edmonton, which
Mm,
is 8:00 here.
yeah.
Okay.
So you think McDavid thought the game started at 10 last night?
Look at that.
No, it
See?
would actually be the other way.
Why?
It starts at 6 in Edmonton.
So you think he thought the game started at 6?
No, I'm saying
Stupid
when the
time.
game starts
Can't tell
is
time.
irrelevant to where you are
Mm.
because it starts. So
Tell that
the
to the
game
sun.
comes on TV at the same time. So your schedule is going to be at the same time, regardless of what the clock says.
What if you have 2 days off? Do then you adjust back to the regular time, or is this only a 1 day off type of thing?
Yeah, what's going on?
It's usually a one-day thing. Like when we travel to the West Coast to play a game, if you're there for a couple of days, you probably become more acclimated to local time.
Hmm.
So now
But
it's time to get acclimated.
right, so you just stay on your schedule.
Interesting.
But what
But
about?
wait? So wait a minute. Let me get this straight.
Yeah,
Everything stays the same.
it can't.
Why not? So what time does the game start? Eastern time.
Sure, but I'm talking
Okay, regardless of where it is, anywhere in the world,
about, Mhm.
right? So for example, when you go to England, the game starts at 9:30
Yep.
in the morning. But not for you.
Yeah,
Not for you.
aren't those games
Your
early?
huh?
Those games are early, right? They're usually like
They're 9:30 here.
Yeah.
But there they start at what? 3:00, 3:30?
Mm.
Sometimes, I mean, like it depends. Like it depends what you do to get comfortable. Like it's one of those things where
You
like
try again as a sports guy, you try to keep your schedule as consistent as possible. Hence, that's why they come in and say, "Hey guys, we're going to be on our schedule. We're going to do the same things we do, the same amount of time, or what have you." If you get up at 7:00 to prepare for your game in Minnesota, then do the same thing if you're in LA. Do the same thing if you're in Oakland.
we'll take a break. We'll get to the road to repeat, hear from Sergei Bobrovsky after yesterday's game. Take a break. I apologize for the segment. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Panthers, they lose last night, get to the road to repeat, which just became a little bumpier. Brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
Your Florida Panthers.
All right, so let's hear from our boy, Sergei Bobrovsky. This was what Bob had to say on the what was the difference in this game. Here's what he had to say on that.
Yeah, it was a good hockey game. We had a good start. They came back, so it was a tight game. It was good chances. The series comes down to best of 3, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, he sounds it. I love. What do you like more, when Bob says focus or when he says hooky?
Good hockey game.
Hooky. I love that guy, man. He's the best. Here was Bob on if he expected a letdown.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that they're not going to give away, they're not going to give up. So we knew that it's going to be a hard game, and it was a hard game, So, again, the series comes down to best of 3, and we're excited about that.
You know what that means? It means reset, refocus. That's what he does.
Or just move Mikkola.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he just went and scratched him on the. It's like, that's okay, Meeks.
I mean, there were moments in that game where Mikkola looked like he couldn't skate. He was just falling.
That's sometimes what Mikkola does. Sometimes the polar bear gets clumsy. Sometimes he gets a little clumsy.
He's the Panther version of Joel Embiid.
A little bit, yeah. I can't stay mad at him. I can't be mad at Nico Mikkola.
I remember one time he went to hit somebody up against the boards and missed, and he fell.
Happens. Sometimes your polar bear momentum brings you the other way. Here was Sergey. Is this on the game-winning goal? Is he talking about, Froggy?
Yes, on the game winner.
What did you see on the winning goal? It doesn't matter at this point, It's we just again, it is what it is. We move on.
Love that.
He didn't want to throw his boy under the bus.
What did I see? I see polar bear, butt up. Not good.
I do like that, though. He's like, who cares? We lost. Let's move on.
What does it matter? Stupid question. You're wasting my time, buddy. Now I'm making him Goron.
That was a little Goron.
Sorry. Blended together.
Body.
I was talking to a guy yesterday from Montenegro, and he had a lot of chiches in his name.
Yeah, I was saying.
Great accent.
What are they even like? What is that? Does it sound like a European? Does it sound like I don't even know how that would sound.
It sounds like Gogi, but a little more violent.
Oh,
he was from the country that from the country that from Vucevic. Vucevic is from Montenegro. That's where I was like, oh yeah. Balkan King. Balkan Peninsula.
Speaking of Vucevic, I always think of him being a heat killer.
Yes.
And I know you were out yesterday.
Yep.
And we haven't really been following the NBA Finals too much, but seeing that TJ McConnell stuff. Heat killer.
Oh, he's an all-time heat killer. Did you guys see you know what I saw yesterday that was kind of cool on Instagram though? Was Pelle Larsson. He posted a montage of TJ McConnell. And I didn't know TJ McConnell went to Arizona.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, TJ McConnell, Arizona, number 9. Pelle Larsson, number 9.
Wow.
Intangibles.
Hey, but can you do can we call Europeans intangibles?
Oh, Pelle Larsson, he's like Pelle Larsson's game is intangibles, dude.
Yeah.
It's
flying.
It's exactly like TJ McConnell.
Yes. It's just like
not as he don't have as many years under his belt.
Right.
But it's very like if you expect a guy to be on the floor, you expect a guy to out of nowhere get 20, right?
I was like, you know what? I respect that from Pella. So many guys, they want to say to themselves, I want to be a star. I want to be this. And Pella Larson's just out here being like, I want to be the next TJ McConnell. And I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm good with that. I'd be happy with just having the next TJ McConnell for the next 7 years.
Well, you know what happens with those guys, right?
Handsome though.
You know what happens to those guys. They're always thrown in as a sweetener.
But McConnell's only been on like what, 2 teams? What's he been on? He's been on the Sixers and he's been on the Pacers. He's just been
No. He was on where? He's been on more than 2.
I don't think so.
Because he just got a big contract. $45 million contract.
Drafted in 2015 by the Sixers and joined the Pacers in 2019, 2020.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, so I think he's been on the Pacers longer than I thought.
That's a lot. Yeah, it is a long stint.
That's a long stint for a role player.
Mm-hmm. But he's a killer.
Oh yeah,
he is. He's
that guy. If you're dribbling the ball up the court, and then you see TJ McConnell slap the floor, you're like, oh, I don't feel like dealing with this.
Yeah, here he is. Here he is to just bring intangibles. But no, that's what Pella Larsson is. Pella Larsson's just pure intangibles, havoc, flying all over the place.
He's a lot taller than TJ McConnell, right?
Yes. No, that's for sure.
3 inches.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's taller. He is taller. And I would say more athletic. Like Pella's got some hops.
Yes.
Pella's got some hops, but TJ, but I was just like, oh, yeah, that's a cool montage. I liked seeing Pella Larsson give a little nod there. NBA Finals does resume tonight, and we'll see if the Pacers put some squeaky cheeks in OKC.
This is crazy in that, again, I've been saying this all series. This has the feeling of the Lakers Pistons series in 2004. It really does. Because there's not there was Chauncey Billups and who we call, and the names, but none of them were superstars. Right? Not like Kobe and Shaq, not like SGA. None of them had that cachet, and that's
I'd say like the only difference is like they were a pretty established champion. They had won championships. They added Karl Malone and Gary Payton. Remember, everybody was like, "Oh, it's a super team." Those guys were ring chasing with them,
right?
These guys.
It's the Detroit thing was more of an upset.
Yes,
based on the amount of, I would say, established talent.
For sure.
But when you look at what has happened so the closest thing that I could think of where everybody thought it was a foregone conclusion was Golden State and Cleveland, but they had LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that because, the Pacers don't have a LeBron, but sometimes they go double figures 6 deep every night.
Very deep. Very
deep.
Good offense. A lot of fun. And they got just they got a killer instinct to them.
And to say that they don't play defense, they've kept basically the greatest show on turf well underneath their average.
And SGA,
so they're doing something right.
Well, and SGA has been if you look at the metrics on SGA, he's been a turnstile. Like they've been attacking because there's so many good defenders. This is what we were talking about. Like sometimes you can hide defender if you have a good system, but when you have a fortress like they do, they're gonna find the weak link and they're gonna find a guy to pick on, and he's been the guy, and he's been they've been attacking him, and it's given them some really good success. So golden opportunity for them tonight, that is for sure. We'll take a break here on the show but before that, Leroy, we got to talk about our friends over at A&T Dry Cleaners, because you want to know something? There's nothing like having a great dry cleaning service. And I'm going to tell you, the best one in all of South Florida is our guy, Ara, friend of the show. You guys can call or text him anytime at 954-610-9383. That's 954-610-9383. Going to be broadcasting tomorrow night, Dirty Boxing Championship 2. And I will tell you, when I'm done with that, I'm taking my suit right to A&T Dry Cleaners because I know they're going to do it right, Leroy.
That's right. They have a seamstress on site. That's ours, mother. So you know you're getting that good motherly care with your clothes. They can pick up your clothes, drop them off. They service all of South Florida, Dade, Broward, and Southern Palm Beaches. Guess what? You mention our name, mention Tobin and Leroy, you get 25% off your order.
Woo!
That's right. 25% off. All you have to do is call our 954-610-9383 at any time. And I promise you this, once you use A&T Dry Cleaners, you'll never launder your own clothes again.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tonga Vailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Nah, still not feeling better.
No.
Nah, still not feeling better. And it's
Hey.
on TV. It's on TV nonstop.
Can I just say this? What the US Open has done to force us to watch garbage stations to watch the US Open is crazy.
What do you have to watch?
So yesterday it was on USA all day today, right?
Okay.
Today it's on Peacock streaming, and they have 3 stations, but you can only watch one group on each station.
So they did the first round on USA, and now it's all Peacock.
And then 1 to 7 on NBC.
Hmm.
So, like, come on, man.
You don't have Peacock?
Yeah, I do. But you only can watch certain groups. It doesn't just show all the coverage. So you know how, like, when you watch golf, they go from hole to hole to hole. You watch the carnage all over the place. Right now, I can only watch Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas, and Minwoo Lee. That's the group that they're following. So I don't go from hole to hole when they, walk into their ball. Sucks.
Sorry, man. You seem very bothered by it.
Yep.
Strange.
And the
Headlines about-
carnage.
Why is it strange?
It's like game 1 on TNT. Game 2, it's going to be on the Ring app.
Headlines.
Right, exactly. Or like when they do this, if they go, first 2 games of this series is going to be on ABC.
Mhm.
The third game, and probably one of the most important, is going to be on NBA TV. Right?
That would
Like-
piss me off. NBA TV.
Yeah.
That's rough.
And then it just so happens that your ass don't have NBA TV because of your plan or whatever. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yes. But the fourth quarter of game 4 will be on UPN 33.
Right.
Miss UPN.
Good times.
Headlines brought to you by Durant Volkswagen. Durant Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, Taos, and Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Durant Volkswagen. Florida Panthers lose last night 5-4 in overtime.
Still
The
hurts.
Stanley Cup final.
Still hurts.
It's even at 2 apiece.
Joaquin said dominate, and we ain't dominating.
They were dominating. The hell happened?
You know what? And here's, did you get the feeling in that second period they were playing more defensively and not as aggressive?
I definitely did. Yeah, I definitely felt like it was. I don't know if it was them playing more passive or if it was just, you probably had the most desperate the Oilers were. I mean, they pulled Skinner and put Picard in there.
And now you got to just charge. You got to you got to get the feeling of, okay, we got to be up 5-0.
For sure. I mean, I'll give Picard credit. Like that save that he had on Lindell.
Woo!
Man, if he gets that would have probably been the crusher. So like he definitely kept him in it. I know there was that he took a lot of critiques because of his play with the stick after at the end where Rhino was able to get the tie. But man, I thought he there was a couple that he had there because you felt like if the Cats would have gotten any other one before the 4 straight unanswered, like it would have felt like it probably would shelled up. So he played absolutely perfect to get his team back into it. I'm sure that it's, they said it's his series now from here on out. It'll be interesting to see if the Panthers can crack through him. But I think the thing that's just concerning is like, like you said, man, like this is so uncharacteristic of them having multiple goal leads multiple times in this series and losing both of those games. It's just
Right.
odd.
It's so and so when I see moments like this, right? I'm gonna go. You almost have to say, well, you got to give Edmonton some credit, right? Because they're that good. Because they are forcing your team to do something that they've never done, and that is give up 2 multi-goal leads. So I'm gonna give them some credit. However, it almost seems like, unlike any other sport, you cannot suck the time out of the game, right? You can't use tactics to kind of bleed the game to the end because hockey's too fast.
You got to be, I mean, like you got to, you certainly can't do it without being physical. And I didn't feel like the Panthers brought that impact. Like we've seen them 2-1 filthy be able to like get a 1-goal lead.
Yeah. And that's it. It's over.
It's over. Yeah. We've seen, and yeah, they haven't been able to find that death grip like they normally did. This was mentioned a couple times, like they're able to put the chokehold on the game. That hasn't been there for them. But
is that credit to, do you give credit to Edmonton, or do you just say the Panthers are playing poorly? Because you got to give them some credit.
Yeah, I'll give Edmonton some credit for sure, but I mean, you're talking a 3-0 lead after a first period that's never been blown before.
Yeah. Look,
Maurice era, like that's just not, that's not their identity.
Right.
So I still have confidence in them because they've just always shown the ability to turn the page. Because even with the 4 unanswered, hey, they're still there in overtime. They're able to find the way to even it up, and man, it felt like they had control most of OT. So it's a weird dance you have to play of. Yeah, it's tremendous heartbreak. You got to turn the page of it, and I think if anybody's capable of it, it is the Panthers. There's no doubt about it. Like, look, if this does go the wrong way, you're going to be haunted by this game forever.
Right.
So
exactly. But again, the one thing that the Panthers have done and will always do is move on. So I would say we will be haunted, but I don't know how much they will, because it's in their DNA, no matter how bad or good the game goes, to move on to the next game. And that's one of the things that I've said consistently that I love about Paul Maurice, is that no matter what happens, even when they won 6-1, he said, these games are a lot closer than you think. And so from that standpoint, he can be consistent with how he approaches each game. So can the Panthers, so, but I was a bit, it almost seemed like, here's the message that was given when they were up 3-0. No stupid penalties. Let's not put them on a power play and give them a freebie, right? And so they kind of started playing a little more reserved. And we all know the Panthers, they can't play that way. They got to be in your face. They got to be talking trash. They got to be pushing you around. They like, that's just who they are. That's who they've been proven to be. And when you go into a situation talking more about what you're not going to do, it always seems to like bad. So I'll give you a perfect example of how this works. If you ever watch golf and you hear a caddy and a golfer talk, they never talk about where not to hit it. They always talk about what you want to do to execute a shot, right? So you hear the television broadcast, they'll say, God, you can't miss it to the right. And the caddy will go, you got plenty of room to the left. Let's approach it from that route, right? He won't put that in just in the atmosphere. And what I would say is even in basketball, when you see teams that have a big lead and then they go on a bad run, it's usually the offensive sets have gotten slow and methodical, and the other team's trying to press to come back. And then boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, 12-point run, 12-0 run, 12-2 run. That's kind of how it looked last night. Like, you know, Edmonton was in a situation where it's do or die now. We're balls to the wall. We're doing whatever we can to get back in this. And the Panther was like, we got a 3-point lead. Man, we're good. Because once it tied, you notice the Panthers picked it up again.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so there was that lull where they were playing a certain way, and that allowed Edmonton to get back into it.
We'll take a break here on the show. You guys can get us on the chat, 9560 WQAM. We'll take a break. Back with more after this.
It's our number 2 with Tobin and Leroy.
Tyler Hero flirting with KD last night.
Oh,
Saw that. Wow. That makes me happy.
Yeah. Hey, big head.
Little wink. Wink.
Yeah, but we just make the assumptions that if KD's here,
Yeah.
that one of the other guys are going to be here also.
They're not going to trade KD. They're not going to trade Tyler or Bam for KD. I could safely assume that.
Right. You
know?
see what they're talking about. All the teams that need a big. I don't want to give up my big.
I got to be honest with you, Leroy. I think that's what this is all going to come down to. And I don't know how I feel about it because I love Kalel wear too. But I feel like from my standpoint and looking at the landscape of all of it, I think if the Heat
everybody wants a big.
I think if the Heat give up Kalel wear, they have Kevin Durant. If they don't give up Kalel wear, they're not getting Kevin Durant. So that's what I really like. To me, that's what the trade comes down to. Because I feel like
what are your feelings on it though? Because you're talking about 1, maybe 2 years. That is if he's healthy.
And you got to give him an extension.
Versus Kalel, where you've seen some good and the development of where he will be in 2 years. Like, I don't know, man. Here, let's think of it this way. I'll give you, this is going to be my starting 5. Okay? If you have to make that trade and get rid of Kalel.
All right.
I'm going to go Davion.
Okay.
I'm going to go Tyler, Bam, KD, and who am I going to put?
Are you assuming Wiggins gets traded in this trade? You're keeping Wiggins, or you think you're saying the trade would be like Terry, Duncan, and Kalel.
Correct. Now, with that starting 5, where are the Heat in the picture of the East?
I think they could be in the middle there. I don't think you're a playing team. I don't think you're a playing team. I think you could be.
But I would say this: if Jimmy would have played the amount of games he should have played, you wouldn't have been a playing team either. So how much better are you? You see, that's where I'm trying to establish.
Well, I guess the question is, here's the question, right? In the East, you'll give the respect to Indiana because they've been there back-to-back years, right? So I'll make them the favorite. Cleveland is obviously going to be very, very good.
Correct.
Boston's probably going to do some version of a step back here because Tatum's not coming back.
Right. Correct. And Jaylen Brown just had the surgery he's been needing for like a year.
Right.
But he should be okay because they just did like meniscus stuff.
And then you have Philly. Are they going to bounce back? I don't believe in them, but you
got the Knicks. Who knows what they're going to be with?
Did you guys talk about yesterday how their list got to Billy Donovan?
Like how
no disrespect to Billy Donovan, right? For all our Gators out there, but when you're getting denied by the Chicago Bulls, their head coach, that is embarrassing.
That would be the equivalent of the Yankees trying to talk to the Marlins for their coach, and the Marlins saying no.
Sorry, no.
Yesterday, someone in our chat compared the Knicks to the drunk guy at the bar trying to hit on all the married women.
It's so embarrassing. Yeah, how did you fire this guy?
But here's the deal.
No plan.
Here's the deal. While we sitting here talking about how unbelievable it is consistent with how the Knicks and New York teams do things. So are you that shocked
I just think, like, does nobody have a back? Like, okay, when we fired Tom Thibodeau, right? We're the Knicks.
What's the plan? What's the plan?
We're like, these are the guys we're going to go after. What if they say no? What's our like? There was no. Did they really think that here's what must have happened, right? Like, they must have thought for sure Jason Kidd's going to make a stink and say yes, because there's no way you get to this point and you start asking, okay, you asked for 3 coaches who have all been in the conference or NBA finals over the last couple of years. Cool. We get it. Now you're getting to Billy Donovan, the play-in bowls. Like, that's crazy. And they're saying no.
And here's what the crazy part about this is. You fired a coach and are willing to hire a coach that hasn't made it as far as the coach you fired. That's bananas. So, like, I mean, it would be the equivalent, and this is if New England fired Bill Belichick and then took Adam Gase from the Dolphins. Right? Like, there's not a coach out there that's going to do better than what Tibbs did with New York. But for some reason, New York thinks if not for Tom Thibodeau, we would have been in the finals.
Right.
And
like,
that's where the mistake is right there.
Yeah, it's just such a desperate move. So, I don't know. Heat Colt says the irony of this is that KD can't be your number one either. Similar situation then with Jimmy.
And to some extent, I agree with that. But here's where it's different. Because KD with another guy at the end of games provides more scoring and more go-to guys at the end of games instead of just relying on one guy to do the damage. And I think when you look at how these games have played out, your dog has been able to be that guy when there's other guys who are also a threat.
And I think also the idea of, like, I think it's going to obviously ease the coverage on Tyler, which is going to be huge.
Well, and then Tyler can play his normal position is off the ball because you got Davion, who's a dog and is very aggressive towards, he's going to get in the paint. So now you're talking about, okay, I got a guy who's going to get in the paint and put pressure on the bigs in the paint. And now I can kick it out to 3 guys who can shoot threes. I
agree with Evan 11, who says Tyler Hero is going to be a problem in the fourth quarters if KD comes here. Yeah, he's going to it's going to help free him up.
Right, exactly.
And I think it, you know, and, like, look, there's always a question about Bam's offense. I think it takes pressure off of Bam. Like, you don't have this need of Bam to go to be a 22-point scorer game. Like, he can go and wreak havoc like he does, and I think it's going to open things up for him too.
Now, I'm going to say this. And after doing the circle of trust with my friends and discussing the issues of this, right?
Yep.
I still don't know that I'd trade Khalil. Everything sounds great, right? And I'm good with everything that we've talked about, but I'm still going to say, I don't know if I would trade Khalil. Now,
it's a tough ask for sure, because it really is, like, it's not that KD's not the obvious upgrade. So, like, I want everybody to be clear.
Right. No, it's not that at all.
Your team's not going to be better. And I'm so with everybody with how mundane this team. There's also an element of, like, all right, let's just forget about contention. Just, like, bringing some infusion of life.
Heat. This team has been blah for 3 years.
They need it. Because the one thing with Jimmy, as much as I love him, is, like, like the regular season grind of Jimmy Butler. It's not like he's got the most breathtaking basketball to watch in your life. It's crash into you, 15 free throws. It's not Kevin Durant where it's like the most graceful basketball you've ever seen in your life.
But here's the other thing is that, like, if there's one thing that I can count on, if KD is healthy, he's all about basketball. And you can say what you want about Jimmy.
And tweeting.
You can say what you want about Jimmy. His interest is probably not where it needs to be during the regular season. It's not.
It's on making good lattes for JFig.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Latte Figueroa.
Take a break.
We got Lato and we got Latte.
Take a break. We'll take a break. We'll get to Tickle My Fancy next.
WQAM.
It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to tickle Leroy's fur. Go over the weekend slate, see what Leroy's interested in. Mike Perry, Chief Violence Officer from Dirty Boxing Championship. He's going to join us in about 20 minutes. I'm on the call with him tomorrow. DBX2 down at the hangar in Coral Gables.
Yeah.
Does he have any stories
Of what?
working with you?
I mean, he's only done it once. I don't know. I think
Don't
it was-
matter. You always leave an impression.
I don't think that's fair, man.
That's professional, Tobin, though. Remember.
That's right. Way different, dude.
Mm.
Way different.
No, I'm very familiar because when we go to these boxing things,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Utmost professional.
Oh yeah. And guess what? And everybody knows Tobin. I'm out of my element. Nobody knows
Yeah.
who the hell I am.
I gotta tell you though, I got a doozy in the co-main event. It's gonna put a test to my pronunciations of fighters.
Oh, what's
Oh,
Saeed.
really?
Hold on.
Here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Saeed Yukup
Ooh.
Kakramanov.
What's his first name?
Saeed Yukup
Saeed Yukup.
Oh, wait.
Kakramanov.
I thought Saeed Yoko was fighting the other guy.
That's one guy, dude.
Right?
Saeed Yukup Kakramanov
One name, dude.
from Uzbekistan.
Oh, of course.
Oh, that explains it.
He's named after his great grandpappy.
I was like, oh,
One more time.
it's the
You know what? Here's
You know-
the funny thing. Tell me if this isn't true.
I don't even know how to spell this.
The hardest names to pronounce are people's names that mean something,
Oh yeah.
right?
My
Like
grandma
if you think about everybody who has a weird name, they go, it means this. It means right?
it's the worst. My grandmother, I found out after she had passed, her real name was Diosdada. And it's like, what? And she's like, it means God given. I'm like, it means a dumb name, if I'm being honest.
Wait, I got one worse for you. So I named my daughter after my grandmother. Right?
Yeah, okay.
But here's the kicker. That wasn't my grandmother's name.
Okay.
what?
What? Who'd you name her after then?
So I knew before I gave her a name, it was her middle name.
Ah,
Right.
okay.
Because my grandfather would always call my grandmother Mildred.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
I thought that was her middle name and he was being cute. They go,
Ah.
no, her first name is Mildred. Her middle name's Rebecca. And I remember telling my grandmother, you know, that has no chance, right? I'm not naming my daughter Mildred.
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 Nothing says I'm 80.
There's
Nothing
no.
says I'm 80 like Mildred
That
or
she was
Gertrude.
There was somebody on Love Island last night named Iris. I was like, they're still making irises?
All right.
I was like, she was the new bombshell. And she was a bomb.
Ooh.
Welcome, everybody. Iris. And I was like, welcome. I was like waiting for some old lady to, hello, everybody. Anyway,
But
my
yeah, so like I don't like, yeah, good luck with that.
thank you.
Do they give him a nickname to shorten it?
No nickname. I think Saeed, I think, is like what they call him. I don't know. I'm gonna go last name for him. I feel like, honestly, I feel less scared of Kakramanov than I do Saeed Yukup.
So you're gonna say Kakramanov 700 times?
Kakramanov. Oh no, he Alex. He fights.
If you were doing that on radio, they dump you 7 times. You go, no, that's his name.
his name.
Ooh, Iris. Oof.
It's free on YouTube to watch, but if you guys want tickets are still available. Also, it is a cool place to watch a fight. The Hangar, really, really fun. Anywho, let's get to the task at hand, which is tickle my fur. Leroy, day 2 of the US Open. If you can figure out the channel, tickle your fancy.
Well, right now I'm watching on my phone, so obviously my fancy is tickled.
My fancy is tickled.
Right. Now I wish that I didn't have to watch 2 guys that are plus 11. I could watch the whole field and get a feel of the leaderboard, but evidently that's not in my cards.
What about tonight on the diamond? Marlins, Nationals. Tickle your fancy? 6:45, first pitch. Edward Cabrera on the hill. Old fishy fish. Go fish. Got any?
Fancy, not
I even
tickled.
got my Marlin shirt on.
You've had that one for a while, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody, excuse the pun, nobody hoards free shirts quite like Leroy.
It was just a shirt. I could wear it I don't want to throw it away because like, you don't understand, dude. I have more Christmas presents and birthday presents in my closet with the tag still on because somebody gave it to me. I don't want to throw it away.
I understand, but like somehow you're always wearing like the same 7 free shirts that we have from promotions.
Blame Big Spoon for that because when she washes them, she puts them on the top. I go in the drawer and grab one.
So you never search through the rotation. You're
No,
always
it's a shirt.
okay. All right, fair enough.
Tonight. Wait, when was the last time you went to your short drawer and said, you know what? I wore this Monday.
I will do that. I mean, and out of the favorites.
You got one suit. I'm not listening to you.
That's fair.
It's rough. Yeah, I don't even have one. I have a blazer.
Dude got one suit. It almost got divorced when he sweat in it.
No, I got a new suit from there because we went for my friend's wedding last year, so I went and got a new suit for my buddy's wedding.
Oh, nice.
But that is now my one suit.
Yeah.
Called Pat Riley.
Thank you.
Can I just give you?
And you know who takes care of it? Mama Ara all the time.
Can I give you a secret?
It's a Tolman suit.
Right? Accessorize differently, and it makes the suit look like a different suit.
I know. I got to get a new shirt.
Oh my God, you're wearing the same shirt too?
I don't have time. I've been busy.
Dude, there's so many places you could. Oh,
Busy.
What? Oh my goodness, dude! Can I just tell
Running
you?
around. I got.
Hey, can I just tell you? Nothing says I'm a redneck other than any special occasion you wear the same outfit.
Thank you. Tonight at 8:30, Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Leroy, Thunder at Pacers. OKC a 6.5-point road favorite. Seems steep.
I'm taking Indiana. I'm not fighting it anymore. I've kind of, I didn't really have to talk myself into it because remember I was asking questions before the series started about Indiana. But yeah, man, I think that Indiana plays like they're playing with house money. They're playing like nobody expects us to do this. Let's just go relax and play.
Yep.
And the squeaky cheeks are on the other side, the big favorites, the team that should be dominating, and they're wondering why they're not. And I can't believe Thomas Bryant might win a ring.
I feel good for Thomas Bryant.
I feel good for him.
I feel good
But
for
I'm
Thomas.
just saying, like,
He didn't throw a massage gun.
here's how I look at things. Is it a bigger issue with you that a guy that's not good enough for your team is good enough for a championship contender? No?
Because it's like I got it. Like the Heat were moving in a direction where Kalel was playing more finally.
Yeah.
And he wanted a role. Like
I understand.
You know, it's not it's not like he's putting up Wilt numbers. Like he's had a nice role.
First of all, hold on. I'm not gonna let you do that.
What?
To make your point, talk down on a player. He's a rookie.
What do you mean?
You're not putting up Wilt numbers.
No, I'm not talking down on a rookie. I'm just saying it's not like Thomas Bryant is the end all be all of the Pacers winning the
No,
ring.
I got you.
He's a
I got
nice
you.
role
I see what you're saying. He's a role player on a championship team. I just wonder that guy couldn't help you. You know, I get it. I understand it. At the time, nobody was saying, "Oh my God, we lost Thomas Bryant," me included. But when you see him contributing to this Indiana Pacers team, I always wonder he couldn't help us.
I don't know. I haven't had that thought because I kind of knew what I guess just because I knew the direction they were going in. Tomorrow night at 8:00. This is what we like to call a biggin.
Oh,
Game 5 of the Stanley Cup final, Leroy.
Let me just
Tickle
say
your fancy.
Let me just say this. on the way back from golf tomorrow. If I don't do it today, I'm going to get some more Gator Light. I'm going to get some more electrolytes. I got the packets. I got everything. My cooler is filled with straight electrolytes and juice. So I'm gonna be ready. Panthers, listen, I can't even talk. I've dehydrated myself so much messing with the Panthers, thanks to you guys telling me the rules of watching the game and how not to ruin the mojo.
Right. Well, I
But
mean, you can go completely different tomorrow if you want to. A game like that, you could, if you want to
Here-
just do straight couch, that's fine.
Here's why I have to get in the jacuzzi. Right? I get in the jacuzzi because I know nobody's gonna mess with me. If I'm sitting on my couch,
Oh, no Meemaw questions.
updates.
That's fair.
Are the
Yeah, I
Panther
do.
winning?
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
that.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, you're not even interested in hockey. No. So I go in the jacuzzi, I sit out there, periodically a varmint to run by, a dog, but that's okay. I'm focused on
Reset.
the game. I got to reset. I tried resetting. It didn't work. So yeah, I'm ready for this game. I've been impressed the last couple of games how well the Panthers have started. Right? Because that was the problem before that they kind of slow rolled it into these games. So I like that part of it. But you can't take your foot off the gas with this team. And I hope that's the lesson that has been learned, because I would say this, for a majority of this series, the Panthers have played better than Edmonton.
I would agree with that.
From 1 through 4 and the goalie and Bob. They have played better. The results don't show that because of a couple of lapses or lucky bounces or whatever, but that's hockey. But when you take your foot off the gas against this team, they always seem to respond. So how about we don't do that? How about if we have a 3-0 lead, we try to make it a 6-0 lead?
That is tickle my fancy. Well done, Leroy. By the way, Big Three in the most anticipated season yet will take center court in Miami at the Kaseya Center on June 29th. Get your tickets now at KaseyaCenter.com. Season kicks off this weekend with the Miami 305 taking on Dwight Howard's LA Riot, which
it's in Chicago, right?
It's in Chicago, yeah.
Okay.
You gonna disparage Mike Beasley anymore, you rat bastard?
To you sneaky.
What do you
snake.
mean?
You sneaky.
What do you
snake.
mean?
I disparaged your name yesterday on air.
Why?
For what you try to do to me.
What do you mean?
Corner me into a trap, will you, Tobin?
What did I try and do?
With your cute little, oh, we got a special guest tomorrow. I'm expecting to see Victory Rat. Come to find out, you almost set me up for the worst possible.
Hey, can I just tell you? He's supposed to be 69.
Mike Cooper?
Yeah.
Is that how old he is? 69?
I think so.
Wow.
Really?
Because he don't act like it and he don't look it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I told them yesterday.
69. Wow.
Came into the studio.
There's nothing about him that says he's 69 years old.
A lot of energy. So what do you mean, though, dude? I didn't. What are you referring to?
Had you put me in a position in which Bees and Coop were in the studio, I want you and I want everyone to know that I would have looked them dead in their face and lied about every take I've ever had. You would be like, oh, Beasley. Bees. You know, Miami loves you, Bees. You know, I just think you were ahead of your time, Bees. What can I say?
I think Carmelo's trying to get in the game to go against Michael Beasley one-on-one.
Oh, man.
Really?
Hey, look, beat the Bees.
He got no chance. He can't even bend at the knees.
Ooh, then I pitched my beat the Bees idea to him.
There you go.
There you go.
We'll see. We'll try. We'll endeavor to get Michael Beasley. I don't know if it'll be in studio, but we'll try.
maybe up that day. whatever day it is.
Take a break. Mike Perry scheduled to join us coming on up. We'll have some fun with him and continue talking some Panthers, Miami Heat trades, and what the hell's going on with Mike McDaniel, man. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to our headlines here, brought to you by Durant Volkswagen. At Durant Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock like the Tiguan, Taos, and Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Durant Volkswagen. Panthers cough up a 3-0 lead yesterday. They lose to the Edmonton Oilers 5-4. Tay was there. She went home sad. She seemed like she had a good time, though. What?
Bit of a bandwagon, this Tay.
Well, I mean,
Chiefs, Panthers.
she dates a Chief.
I mean,
and they won the Super Bowl the first time. Look, eventually you go to so many Super Bowls, you're going to lose one.
bit of a bandwagon. Couldn't date Anthony Fasano.
Well, I know if Anthony Fasano would have banged the drum, we would have lost. Because that's how it's going with the Dolphins lately.
Dude. What is going on?
But I don't know what you do in that situation, right? Like, it's just like,
Have Tay do it.
if there's a Dolphin, we got to get Ariana Grande. That's who we got to get.
Yeah, what is
She's
she
a
doing?
That's a Panthers fan.
She's too busy being a star.
I don't know. Wicked? Still doing
Yeah.
Wicked stuff?
There's a new one coming out. Date already set.
You know what they do now? Now, like with Harry Potter,
Oh, they film them all.
Film all
Yeah.
right.
And then like
So-
separated.
Well, probably because
Right.
they don't want those damn kids to age.
That's true. That is true.
You want Harry Potter coming back for Harry Potter 2, be like, oh,
Harry Potter
It's like
turns into-
17, 17, the last movie you were 9. Well, they did pick a bunch of stars in that movie. They didn't. They still look like kids,
Yeah, I mean that's how it is sometimes.
except when Harry Potter did what's his name, Ratcliffe or whatever. His his name.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, remember he did Catch Me If You Can too.
They made a Catch Me If You Can too.
You really
Yeah.
like those movies, Leroy. Like heist magician movies. That's right up your alley, right there.
No, they're gonna probably go with. I would imagine in Game 6 they'll go with Bobby Lou. I
Bobby
feel like that's. I feel like
Lou.
unless he wants to go with the perfect game, like because he's
No,
got it already.
Walk off.
Yeah, walk off with one perfect one.
Yeah, but who else could replace Bobby Lou?
I don't know. I feel like Bobby Lou's the way to go.
That's the way to go. That is the way to go.
But no Dolphins. I'm sorry.
My question is, all the stars we have here in South Florida, we gotta do the same people.
Have we doubled up?
I don't think we've double
If
dipped.
Bobby Lou would be doubling up.
No, but
Yeah,
see,
but
that's
Bobby
sacred.
Lou's the lone Panther with his number in the rafters. Yes, he does work for the team, and a lot of the beloved Panthers do work for the team.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Pavel Bure, find him.
Find him.
They had Yager was at the game yesterday.
Ah.
Now-
I think they need to get somebody from, was it when they went to the finals, 97?
What? 96.
96.
Yeah. Well, like Yager was there yesterday, but did you notice that they put on the graphic that they put hockey legend, not Panthers
Not
legend?
Panthers legend.
Is it because are they distancing themselves from the Yager era?
Wow.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that was nice.
I feel like his booth's got to be a party, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever luxury box Yogs is in.
Yeah.
Yager do the drum?
I mean, I'm not against it, but I think Bobby
He wouldn't do the
Lou
drum,
is-
right?
I
No.
don't think so. Too drunk.
Shmita says bring Lomberg back. We talked about that a little bit. I
No.
love that.
Yeah. You said you love that idea?
I love it. Yeah.
No,
He's
Oh,
won
yeah, because
he's
it's
won
Vincent.
he's won the cup with the Cats. What's the
I
difference?
know, but he plays for a different team.
Who cares? They
Yes,
won't
you
care.
can't.
Calgary hates Edmonton.
You saw when Kyle Lowry was a Miami Heat player, how much he flirted and loved the greatest Raptor of all time.
It was very clear. Yes, he was happiest when he was around Toronto-esque things.
Yeah.
Very nice man.
Lowry?
Yeah, very nice man.
Okay. Don't know if that's
What?
the case. Don't know if you guys had the best of a relationship.
What do you mean?
mean, it started off obviously with the memorable.
Hi, this is Kyle Lowry. You're listening to Toby and Leroy on the
Tobin.
Flags. Tobin. I don't give a Tobin.
He's in the other room. You're gonna see him in a few seconds.
Who Tobin is.
There you go.
It didn't end like that with us.
Oh,
It didn't end like
well,
that with
I
us.
don't know.
It didn't.
So
Much
I'm
more-
watching this golf, right?
Yeah.
It's carnage, dude.
You're just watching ugly golf. That's how you're enjoying yourself.
Well, think about this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 guys under par, and 5 of them haven't teed off yet. So it's their scores from yesterday. So technically, there's only 3 guys who are currently under par that are playing golf today, of the best golfers in the world.
I can do it. How well do you think you perform at that on that course, Leroy?
If I broke 100, I'd be happy. And that's like real talk.
Yeah, I'd probably just quit.
Well, first of all, you have to hit it straight.
Yeah, so I'd probably
If you hit it crooked, the rough is 5 inches long, which every person that I've seen hit the ball out of this rough, I couldn't see their feet. So that's how deep the rough is.
Do you think other sports should adapt what golf does in that it's like place to place, there's different hurdles you have to overcome in order to win? Should the
No,
American
because all the other sports are played on a court or a field that's a certain distance, and you do have difficult situations when you talk about baseball and football, is that the wind, the elements, stuff like that. So there are different circumstances, even though you're playing on the same field. In basketball, the only thing that I can think of that would throw a wrench into their ability to perform is cramp gate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Miami Heat, ring of fire around the basketball court.
But remember one time they played
Like 2K?
a college game on a
NBA
boat.
Jam?
Yeah, like
Remember they played a
Mad
college
Max.
game on a ship one time.
Oh, that's it. I mean, the wind, that's horrible.
No, it was indoors.
Oh, let's have a link out there.
Oh.
She'll whine about it.
The Jazz, you play against the Jazz, you have an entire band just playing just jazz music the whole time.
So you just want
You know, wait. You know
So,
why
like,
they're
you
called
want-
the Jazz. You know why they're in Utah and they're called the Jazz, right?
Nah, they stole something for sure.
No. It
Oh,
used to be
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're the only team that I can
that's the
think
part
of.
of the take that bothered you?
Hey, they're the only team
I
other
would jazz
than
band filling the stadium.
the Lakers,
Oh,
who
yeah.
started in Minnesota with
Mhm.
all the lakes, hence Lakers, that haven't really changed their name.
Got it. Replace the center court logo with a mini lake. It's got a mini lake. Oh, I hate playing in LA because they got a mini
I'll
lake.
tell
in
you
their
I'll
court.
tell you one thing I can do without from everybody,
Mhm.
and that is I can't believe we don't have the Larry O'Brien trophy.
All right.
Tell us the finals. Hey, grow up, dude. You want to know how you know it's the finals? It's the finals. Like everybody's sitting here and they're like, I miss it so much. I miss having the giant Larry O'Brien logo. It's a look,
You know what's
You'll be-
crazy?
you're fine.
You'll be fine. Dude.
You can give rings, you can give trophies, but in the end, you know who won that chip.
You know what I want? I just want a court to be a court. That's it. I don't want NBA Cup courts. I'll tell you whose
Oh.
court annoys the holy hell out of me is that damn Golden State Warriors with their stupid faded bridge on there.
Oh,
Can't tell what's going on. There's curves going all over the place. Where's the 3-point line?
true.
Just one logo,
Hmm.
some paint, baselines.
Pat Riley's name.
Yeah, a name, fine. Just a respectable looking name. But like the whole thing where we're starting to make things look different types of wood and different shades of wood, too much. Too much. If you can make it look cool with a vice court, badass. But everybody's trying to make everything like all these different types. I'm like, what are you, a carpenter? All your different stains that you got going on here? Enough is enough.
Wow. Just want a plain Jane court. Lines, name.
I just
that's
don't
it.
want a Golden Gate Bridge silhouette on a
Okay,
court. It
all
looks
right.
stupid.
That's fair.
And
That's-
then I know when the finals are. I don't need a giant Larry O'Brien trophy to let me know it's the finals.
So you're against blue football fields and red football fields?
I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't love it.
But it's blue.
I don't love it. It's dangerous for the Ducks.
Wait, I think Eastern Washington has a red field.
What? Do they have a red field?
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
It's
That's
red.
cool. That is cool. You don't like this, huh? There are some courts I do agree. Like I believe Indiana was one of like the mustard yellow courts during that cup. Still doing that cup thing. That was like, okay, this is repulsive. Some of the courts were repulsive. I just like the idea of switching it up a little bit.
I think it doesn't matter but I would do something along the lines of forget all the money or whatever. Give that midseason winner an automatic bid in playoffs.
Wow, geez, but so much can change because it's not even midseason.
No, because here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Most of the teams that win already qualify. So you're putting that caveat out there, but these teams will qualify anyway. So who won it last year? Was it OKC or who won the cup last year? Or OKC lost?
Lakers won it the first year.
Lakers and Bucks. Didn't the Bucks win it?
The Bucks won it last year.
Yeah.
But see, they qualified for the playoffs anyway.
See, but that's not fair though, because then what's stopping me from sitting my guys the rest of the season and just kind of like resting,
Better seeding,
getting warm? Yeah, I guess
better seeding.
Or we could just Adam Silver can just grow up and stop trying to make basketball soccer.
Okay.
It really is with him. Like he's like,
wait,
he wants it to be soccer so bad.
Can I just say this? That you notice the role reversals here? Because normally I'm the curmudgeon, and you have just gone to 90-year-old. I hate everything. Gargamel.
I don't hate it. It's just
Gargamel.
this is my whole thing with people make something.
Just have a little fun, baby. You don't have a little fun?
No. Well, you know what? I have, but this is the thing with me. I don't have trouble watching regular season NBA basketball. I like it. So I don't care. So everybody who needs all these ideas and gimmicks and all that stuff, good for you. I'll sit here and I'll watch Nikola Jovic for 25 minutes and be completely happy with my life. But no, people need a neon blue court to make themselves want to watch it. And I'm just like, grow up and watch the sport. That's it.
I didn't even think about that. Neon.
Shut up.
Woo, that'd be good.
Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. This is a first, because I think this is the first time I've ever seen anybody join us from the beach. And that is how you should probably join the damn show if you're out here. And that is Platinum Mike joining us here live from the beach. You got Dirty Boxing Championship, Dirty Boxing 2 tomorrow night at the Hangar going down. You guys can get your tickets now at dirtyboxingchampionship.com. The Chief Violence Officer himself joining us here, and you can hear him on the broadcast tomorrow. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, what's up, Brendan? How you doing, brother? My apologies for being late. I got a little mixed up on some of my times today. I've been working like a dog in heat for freaking Dirty Boxing, man. Tonight are the face-offs. I can't wait to get in front of these guys, get between them, and maybe somebody will throw some punches at me.
It's hey man, you don't gotta apologize. I understand, a busy man with all these times out there. Just let the people know how exciting event you got planned coming up tomorrow night if you want to get on out there.
Oh man, I'm so excited for the event. To be here in beautiful Miami. The sun is shining on us at Dirty Boxing. The show's going to be incredible. We got tons of incredible fights. These athletes putting it all on the line in a very dangerous style of fighting, with boxing with elbows and ground and pound. I mean, just so mean. All these guys are so angry. They cut weight, and they weighed in this morning. We're going to have our ceremonial weigh-ins tonight. And, I'm just so excited. So, it'll be free and live on YouTube. If you can't make it live at the Hangar in Coconut Grove, you and me will be there ringside, commentating in English. We're also broadcasting in Spanish and Portuguese as well. So make sure you guys tune in to Dirty Boxing on Saturday around 7 p.m.
Platinum Mike Perry joining us here on the show. I got to ask you about this, man, because I saw you tweet about this last night. You a Love Island fan? You watching Love Island USA too? Because I am locked in right now.
Good. It's so good, man. But the last night's episode, it was making me so mad. They tied up all the boyfriends on like this wall, and then they spun them around, and they brought these other dudes in the house to kiss all the girls. It was disgusting. I was like, oh my God, I could have never been a part of this.
This
is crazy to me, right? So I could just imagine, your career and how you've gone about business. And one of your favorite shows is Love Island?
Yo, they do some crazy stuff on there. Life is about relationships, your relationships with business partners, with people, with your partner, your wife, my wife, and or for the women, their husbands, you know what I mean? That's a huge part of our lives out here. And no matter what we do in the world, our lives should be first. Like our quality of life, how our partners treat us, how we treat our partners. Those are things that really matter.
Not only that, like, I think it's one of these things where, like, I love the kooks on there too, because like the people who fall in love in like 2 days and like we're in, and I'm like, you guys barely know each other. This is crazy talk,
dude. I fell in love with my wife in 2 minutes.
And so you think you would have been locked in on the show like that?
Oh yeah, I would have been throwing punches at anybody that tried to. You know what I mean? Like, but I would have been like, okay, you gotta go for your chats, but like, I'm watching. I'm like a hawk. I'm looking over the chats, and if there's any kind of like acceptance to this chat, it's over.
Hey, you can't do that show, Mike. You can't.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't do that show at all.
You going in there with the wrong attitude. You're like, I gotta protect mine.
But I haven't been single in years, man. I'm married to the love of my life. So, Tommy Fury went on there. He did it, man. Props to him. The season was a little different. I feel like this season, whoever's running the show, these challenges are getting worse and worse, and everybody's
I think I honestly think because I think last season was like an all-time season for USA because it would never have held a candle to the British seasons. So I think this cast came out a little boring, and so I think they're really trying to like mess with them to get the season juiced up a little bit.
I really like to see that these young people that were on there, I mean, they're breaking out of their shell and stuff, but they were really like a bunch of good kids, I feel like.
You gotta
I
corrupt
feel
them.
like they were good kids, so it gave me hope for the next generation.
So Dirty Boxing tomorrow, Mike. You think Rosenstrike is he the hardest puncher that's been in there so far? Because we had Yoel last time, but I remember what this guy did to Overeem's face. It's really scary. I couldn't imagine somebody trying to step in there with him. 3 minutes, 3 minute rounds, three 3-minute rounds. Like no disrespect to Cardoso, nice dude. Met with him yesterday, but that's a tall task trying to take on Rosenstrike, dude.
Yeah, I know that's right, man. I tell you, I don't know how many fighters on this DBX card watch Love Island, but I feel like if they did, the love can give you power. You ever watch Captain Planet? And that one kid had the love ring, and there's a lot of power in love, man. So Rosenstruck must have a lot of love in his heart. He's a big, dangerous guy, and to watch him in the Dirty Boxing rule set, oh my God, we're gonna be ringside. We might get some blood on us, Tobin.
Hey,
dude, like the last time with Arlovsky, when he was cutting dude open with the elbows. Woo, that was it was. Man, it's a show. I'm telling everyone's got to get out to this thing if you love combat sports. The setup these guys have, it's an unbelievable like club, cool atmosphere, great fights. The thing flies all night, Mike. Like the action is nonstop.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the point of Dirty Boxing. We took out all the stuff that slows it down, and we got these guys just kind of standing in the pocket in a small ring. There's a little bit of room to move and set up your next attempt, but it's all kill moves. That's a big part of techniques in boxing and martial arts, is like how to dismantle and destroy your opponent. It's a kill move.
This Rob Perez, he's in on every one of your cards. He's a crazy person. He's called the Wolf, Leroy. He has a wolf now tattooed on his face. He's taking on a guy well in the Spartan, Alex Nicholson. You think Alex, is he handling all the trash talk well? These guys seem like they've been getting very personal. Alex seemed pretty pissed yesterday.
Well, their responses to each other, I mean, the Wolf, he's a company guy, man. He's playing the game. He's talking that trash. And Alex is like a brother to me, but the Wolf has never given me any reason to not like him, other than him talking trash to my brother Alex. But they're gonna fight about it. They're gonna get in the ring tomorrow night. I gotta get between them tonight at the face-off, so I'm a little skeptical about that one. But I think they're both handling it in different ways. Sometimes it looks different. The Wolf's just talking trash, and then Alex is like, huh? What? So it's a little bit either we'll see the experience of Alex, and I know he's been through some rough battles with some really big competitors in the sport, and and the Wolf's a big guy, but he's shorter. He's got a short reach, and me and Icebags have a bet on this one, so we got a little side bet, little side action going on. I don't know if that's illegal or not, but come and find me, motherfuckers. I'm out here on the beach. Excuse my language. I don't know. We on the radio. But, guys, I appreciate your time today. I have another call in 1 minute.
No problem, Mike. Get out of here.
Thank you so much, Brendan. I'll see you tomorrow night. If not tonight at the face-offs, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy Dirty Boxing on Saturday. Don't forget to tune in.
There you go. Mike Perry, Platinum Mike Perry, joined us there from the beach. We appreciate him.
Hey, man.
What? We almost got through it. I know. We almost.
Wait,
so close. So
Can
close.
I just say this?
So close.
I'm going to say this. Dude was building to that MF. Right? Like, you know when guys start talking and they get into it and they get excited, a fighter is going to cuss.
Yeah. But he was
we had a guy cuss while laying in his bed.
That's
He
true.
did an interview in his bed with just laying it back on his, and he was all mellow and calm. Then he just started cussing. You had to know.
I didn't know.
It was almost there.
He was
almost there.
Almost at
Can
the
I
end.
just say this though? He seemed so professional early on. Did he not?
I'm surprised it didn't come out earlier.
He seemed so professional. I let my guard down a little bit because, see, we do a lot of these interviews. We don't do them live. We do a lot of them at some weird hours,
Yeah.
right? 6 o'clock on Tuesday, 5 o'clock on Wednesday, 8:30 on Friday, right? And you don't know where these guys are as far as how many times or are they tired because they did 5 interviews right before you. So you don't have, and then Tobin, which is crazy, Tobin goes out of his way to get him fired up. So I'm always sitting on the edge of my seat because I don't have a dump button, right?
Whoop. Yeah.
And it comes out of nowhere.
In fairness, he did apologize.
Too late.
True.
Damage is done.
Hey, but he
Hey,
did.
wait.
Classic.
You know what my favorite is?
Damage is done.
Are we on radio? Are we live? Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Now
are.
now we asking? I thought we were gonna lose him when he started talking about Love Island.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna.
I thought because he was already talking about that ain't gonna fly. I'm kicking somebody's ass.
I can't wait to talk Love Island on the broadcast tomorrow.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
my
excited.
2 peas in a pod.
Wait. Here, Tobin.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what you do. Okay. You go to the store, you get you a different color shirt and a different tie with the same suit.
I don't do a
It
tie.
makes it look like a different suit.
I'm not doing a tie.
You don't do tie?
No.
Well, just do a different color shirt.
All right.
Okay. Do a different color shirt. If you're not gonna have a tie, you can maybe get something with some stripes or something like that to kind of dress it up a little bit. And people see the shirt and your accessories, and they don't realize you're wearing the same suit. But if you wear the same shirt with a different suit, they're gonna question whether you're wearing the same suit.
But I don't care. Why? I mean, I'm going to be on TV for like 2 seconds and mostly no one's going to see me.
That's called being professional, not
That is
wearing the same thing all the
professional.
time.
Should wear a tie-dye undershirt.
Stop. See,
Bill Walton?
Yeah. Classic.
you see J Fig's message.
Almost. We almost got it. I was impressed with the way that, not because I had any. Well, yeah, I did have a preconceived because UFC fighters, not because of Mike Joe
Right.
specifically.
Right. No,
Just-
that's how I am. I'm a
Yeah.
little skittish. It's like you trying a new food or something, and it's real spicy. You don't know how it's gonna mess up your stomach, and so you kind of like that. That's how I am interviewing, and even my friends, even people I know, they still like. Wait. Toby got DC to cuss.
That's not
DC
my
don't
fault.
cuss.
That's not my fault. That was the
Saints.
Vikings' fault.
Right. So he wears that as a badge of honor. He really does.
I really thought
damn
we
it.
were getting through this clean.
Yeah, we
My
did.
bad.
Yeah.
Take a break. Mix things up on the other side.
again.
Bad Boy South.
Get on Field USA.
Block Entertainment. Yeah.
You know, I go by the name Nitty, right? I gotta introduce
Welcome back.
my squad,
Tobin and
right?
Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Thanks again to Platinum Mike Perry for stopping by the show.
And
from the
cussing.
beach. And cussing. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello. I've got to
you?
say, Mike Perry really surprised me.
Yes.
For a sec, for a second, I'm like, oh no, he's at the beach. We're gonna have terrible quality of video and audio. And then I was scared of the cussing. Then he kind of like made me think otherwise because he was talking so. I don't even know how to describe how he was talking about Love Island was so refreshing.
Yes.
And kind of gave me hope. And then just drops the bomb.
Yep. It was a great
good interview.
It was fun.
He's a man
It
of character.
He was a great time. Froggy.
Yeah.
Time to mix it up, huh? Why does Stephen A. Smith look like he's gonna break your thumbs with his outfit today?
Why is he wearing a jumpsuit? And then he's got like the collar popped. I don't understand this.
All
I
right.
don't understand this.
7 guys under par.
Oh.
5 of them haven't teed off yet.
Jeez.
Oof.
It's gonna be carnage, dude.
What do you got today in the mixed bag, Frog Boy?
Let us begin with one of our favorite voices to hear.
Kevin Harlan?
Charles Barkley.
Oh, I do like that.
Barkley. Got 2 from him, actually. One of them where he is discussing the Knicks. Another one where he is discussing the Thunder. Which one would you like to hear first?
The Knicks.
All right. Charles Barkley here discussing how the Knicks may be the stupidest people on earth.
Knicks got to be the stupidest damn people in the world. Like, you don't fire no good coach like that and don't have a plan. I mean, Tibbs did a hell of a job. Obviously, something's going on there, but you don't have a plan. And now the 3 coaches turn you down. You got to have a plan, man. And they don't have a plan now. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Very accurate.
It's a great point. Does Charles want to coach?
Wow. How would he be as a coach?
I don't know. I don't think he's ever wanted to coach. I think there was some like talk back in the day about him like being a president of basketball operations, but I don't think it ever came to fruition. But I don't think coaching was up his alley.
Yeah.
But why not? Like, the thing with the Knicks is funny. It's just like you have an arrogance about your job that it has to now go to an established guy. Like, why not go find a whiz kid? Go find a Chris Quinn.
Well, it's amazing because some of the guys that they're trying to get were guys that other teams just found and gave an opportunity to coach, right? They were new coaches. Ime would still be the coach of Boston.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Astron.
And then the coach that they hired to replace him was off of his staff. So why are the Knicks the only people that feel like the only way they can have success is if they go get a coach that is already coaching the team?
We never would have lost him if he didn't dip his pen in the company ink.
I blame him. I don't blame Astron.
What? Why do you mean?
Because I think
you don't know how that dynamic went.
This lady, I'm assuming, was a career-driven woman, and this Ime came and ruined it.
Well, the thing is that he left Nia alone.
That's the thing. Come on, you got to question his decision making.
That was no. I question his decision making. I mean, he's a very good coach, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Not for Kevin Durant though.
Tried to fight one of our players, didn't he?
He tries to fight a lot of players. He's
guy.
ornery. What else you got in the mixed bag? From Chuck.
One more from our boy Chucky. He issues a warning to the Thunder. If you are one of those people like Jay-Z that maybe put $1 million on OKC, you're not going to like what Mr. Barkley has.
Friday night is D-Day. Friday night is D-Day. That's their season.
Yeah.
If they get down 3-1, they're not going to win this series. Now, if they get it to 2-2, they go back to being the favorite. But Friday night, it's their game. And, you know, a lot of people, you don't get to go to the finals and to say we're going to get back the next year. Look at the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
They probably going to break that team up. Think about it. Remember they had KD, Russ, and James. They never got back to the finals again.
He's right. You never know. You never know.
I think even if they go 2-2, like they still the favorite. I guess if they blow them out, probably they're still the favorite. Because I know.
I mean, they're still the betting
doesn't mean
favorite.
anything.
They're still the betting. They're still the betting favorite.
Indiana is only led for like 20 minutes in the first 3 games, and I think their largest lead has been 9.
I don't believe in that stuff, man. They tried doing that with the Celtics and the Heat. Remember that the 22 series? They're like,
true.
They've only won 1 quarter.
Yeah,
it's like it came down to a Jimmy Butler shot. Who cares?
True. Very true.
Doesn't matter. Like when if you do the Panthers have led the majority of this series. Who cares? It's 2-2.
Yep.
It's a good point.
You know, like it's it doesn't mean anything. But the thing that's going to be interesting with them is like, look, they got a lot of talented young players. That gets expensive, and then you got to start wondering, like, all right, are these guys able to get over the hump? They're very, very young, so I mean, it's going to depend on what they think when they think they need to speed up, because you're going to be at a point, certainly as an organization, where you're like, oh, it's championship or bust. But I think they're in a fine spot. But yeah, coming back from 3-1 is not easy, no matter what. Like it's been done once in NBA Finals history. So
and that was LeBron.
Right. So what else you got in the mixed bag?
How handsome does Udonis Haslam look with these 3 rings on? Like he's interviewing.
He's on both TVs right now. He's a star.
He's interviewing George Kittle. Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith looks like he needs to do the show with a toothpick in his mouth. This guy is very strange attire today. I got some football for you guys in the mixed bag. Mike Tomlin.
Oh,
yes. Coach of newly acquired married ayahuasca boy says, frankly, wasn't hot enough last year. I don't think he's talking about weather.
Wasn't hot enough last year. To be quite honest with you, heat aids in the development of physical conditioning. It makes it a more stressful environment. And that's what we go to camp for. We go to camp to get better. And if it's a little bit more miserable later in the day, man, that's what we want.
Okay.
What do you want you to think?
I feel like that's something that only Mike Tomlin can say and get away with. I feel
Pretty
like
much.
if Mike McDaniel says that, we're laughing him out of the room.
It wasn't hot enough last year. Wasn't uncomfortable.
He tried that.
enough for
Remember
my
Mike
team.
McDaniel tried that. I wish it was hotter shirts.
Yeah, it just didn't like come across the same.
And then when it wasn't hotter anymore, they would suck.
Yeah. Then again, though, like
Isn't that weird for somebody to say, I wish it was hotter while struggling playing in the cold?
Right. Not the best strategy.
Mm-mm.
He's having a rough week, Mike McDaniel. I would say that.
There's something going on there, dude. I think, like, for example, obviously, we noticed that the stress has caught up to Spo.
Yep.
But, he's been successful for quite some time and has a lot on his plate.
Marcos, like,
what?
Here's what I don't understand about this.
I wasn't even being mean.
No, but I'm just saying, everybody has that stretch in their life. It don't go perfect your whole life.
I'm not saying it does.
What if he went through some stuff?
He totally did. Now,
and why you acting like, oh, he's done? He fell off.
Didn't mention that this time. Didn't even say that, although it's true. Didn't even say that this time. We've seen it with Spo. Now we could potentially be seeing something similar.
So everything in your life has gone perfect to this point. You've never had any bumps in the road.
What does that have to do with it?
No. Well, okay. I didn't land the backflip when I fell off the ladder. That's probably the only bad thing that's happened to me. But I almost nailed it.
Is that what your strategy was? Your strategy was to land on your feet like a cat?
I was like, all right, I'm falling now, but if I can turn this to a backflip, then this is going to be really sweet.
Dade South wants to know, why wasn't your GOAT taking another L in the mixed bag?
My go. Oh, Drake.
Yeah.
What L did he take?
I don't know. I thought you would have known. You're up on all things Drake.
It's not. There's no L's being taken.
Do you have
by
those noties on?
I don't. At the moment, I don't have my Drake noties on. That could be my fault.
It takes a quick Twitter search.
What do you got? Did you see anything yet? Isn't that crazy? This guy must hunt for Drake news rent free in Dade's house rain right now. Rent free.
Kendrick Lamar performs "Not Like Us" live in Toronto. Everybody goes crazy.
Oh, the song that people like and
Our
they
boy,
came to see.
Gift Sports from Bro Bible, who's based down here. Jorge. He says Drake really took the biggest L in rap history. He's right.
I disagree because he has the #1 selling song in 2025. But okay, go off.
Got all of his hometown calling him a woof.
Whoa, what's that?
This level of hating is way beyond humans can comprehend.
Imagine basing your career off.
It seems like they ruined his hometown. It seems like what had happened.
No. The Florida Panthers ruined Toronto. Don't give Kendrick Lamar that credit. This little Kendrick Lamar couldn't ruin anything except for my voice at the moment.
Why are you getting choked up? Right?
I do see something here though that's like, you're really gonna make fun of a guy for this. It says Drake is being clowned for the size of his closet, which I don't know since when someone having a huge closet is.
Does closet stand for something else?
Oh, maybe they're like, you need to exit out of that said closet. But what I'm seeing here is a closet about the size of a full-length basketball court. So,
I don't know about that, but did you guys see this? Oh my God, is that really his closet?
That's his closet, apparently.
Well,
Wait,
it is a basketball court.
It is a basketball court.
Yeah. But what were you talking about? I apologize.
Did you see? Remember the guy who went viral for dipping his face in Saratoga water?
Yes.
Ashton Hall. He was at a Heat game one time. Remember they were making fun of him because he was up past his bedtime.
Yeah.
So, like, was he a football player?
Briefly.
Oh, no.
Briefly.
Yeah. Division 2.
Well,
3?
he got he raced, which I appreciate, by the way, somebody actually racing, because everybody always talks about racing and they don't race.
True.
But he got cooked by speed.
Yeah.
Cooked by him.
Remember, this I Show Speed guy ran a 4.4 in foam runners during the Super Bowl weekend. He raced Noah Lyles. And if I'm not mistaken, speaking of Noah Lyles and racing, wasn't Tyreek Hill supposed to race Noah Lyles this weekend?
I don't know if the Dolphins are going to let him do that.
They shouldn't let him do that
Because
he'll pull a hamstring, and then now he's out for 3 weeks of training camp.
I mean, I played softball.
Yeah,
Did all kind of stuff in off season.
You're a responsible adult. Therefore, the football karma will take care of you. The Dolphins are not responsible.
Doesn't it feel like if Tyreek Hill were to race Noah Lyles, he's going to pull a hand?
That's what I'm saying. Something is going to happen that's going to be like, of course.
That Noah Lyles will put more stress on them hammies than anybody else up to this point in his life. Because competition makes you want to reach for something you ain't got.
Well, Tyreek, I would avoid any sort of racing.
You know how many times I've said to myself, I'm free. I'm about to score. Oh, no, I'm not. Not going to make it.
Well, we know Ron Pitts thinks that way.
You know, about this race thing that I Show Speed and this Ashton guy, everyone knew him for his morning routine. And of course, there's a clip of him running at the end, but no one was always like, oh, this guy's super fast. I think the fact that he was making such a big deal about losing the race, first of all, Speed is like 22 and like 133 pounds. This guy has 220 pounds of muscle in his 30s.
He doesn't look like he should be fast anymore.
Like, and no one,
not that he's not athletic, but like I don't expect him to go like win a go route or something like that.
Yeah.
He just looks like in tremendous shape.
Dude, just think about this. Nobody built like that has ever played a skill position other than David Boston.
Right. Or DK Metcalf.
And David Boston was on that
juice.
When was the last time you saw a 6'3", 240-pound wide receiver that every time he ran fast, pull a muscle?
Oof. Yeah. We'll take a break. Get you caught up with your headlines. Back after this. All right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to headlines brought to us by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, Taos, and Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Still licking our wounds over the Panthers, coughing up a 3-0 lead and then losing in overtime. Series is even at 2-2. It continues tomorrow night. You, of course, can hear that right here on 560 WQAM. The Marlins are going to take on the Washington Nationals tonight at 6:45. Edward Cabrera on the hill for the Fish. NBA Finals resume with Game 4 between the Pacers and Thunder. Indiana leads that series 2-1. Tip-off is set for 8:30 in that series. And US Open, Leroy, you want to give us an update? What do we got for our scoreboard as of right now?
All right, hold on.
A little looky-loo. 4! It's golf.
Why do they say that? Why do they say 4?
I don't know.
Why do they say 4?
All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys under par. 5 of them haven't teed off yet. The leader for the day is Sam Burns, who's at 5 under, playing the last hole. So that is pretty good. That's by far exceeds anybody. When we go down the leaderboard, Victor Hovland, he's also at 2 under for the day. A few guys haven't teed off. Chris Kirk, he's -2 for the day. Let's see some of the not so good scores, because I saw a couple of
Koepka doing? Is Koepka still stinking up?
+1. He's still hanging in there.
All right.
Oh no, take that back. He's +2. He's 4 over for the day.
Not over the Panthers loss.
How many over is he?
4 over for the day. 2 over for the tournament.
Do you want to give your description you found with your research, Frog Boy?
Yeah, it depends. Do you have a Scottish accent in your Rolodex of accents?
I don't. It's kind of the same as Irish, with like a little thicker.
Oh, that was
the term for originates from Scottish term before. I don't think I don't have a lot of confidence
that was close,
in it.
I mean, it started, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. The term "for" originates from the Scottish term "before" or "a for," signifying something. I don't. That's Irish. Signifying something ahead or in front. So like it's something afore. I don't never use it. Afore. For. What if I start using that in normal situations?
Like just for somebody to look out, and and you're like, "Oh, I told you 4."
4. I said 4.
Should have said 4 when you fell off that ladder.
He might even take the lead. This was his third.
Floor. Take your time, Leroy.
Hey, Leroy, it's all good. We'll just listen to you watching golf.
No. Usually the volume's off. I had to find the button.
It's all right. We're having fun. It's a loose Friday. We're dropping mother bleepers. We're putting
we're doing interviews at a beach.
It's a casual Friday. We're like Stephen A. Stephen A. showed up today looking like he's ready to break somebody's thumbs.
He's gonna break our thumbs.
Do you think
I don't know. What is he wearing?
Isn't that part of Stephen A.'s thing? Is like to look good though, like that dapper, like that's Stephen A.'s thing, and he's just like, it's Windbreaker Friday.
I'm gonna see because I haven't.
I'm telling you,
what he's wearing.
Yeah, I can't. I haven't seen him. So what does he look like?
He looks like he's a part of Run DMC.
He looks like he roots for. He looks right now like he roots for Sergey Kovalev. That's what.
Yes. One of the Russian jumpsuits. He looks like right now. Just he focused on comfort when he left the house. He's like, today, just want to be comfortable. Then he has a collar popped, and I'm just like,
his collar's popped. He's doing a whole.
I don't like when people collar pop.
Yeah, okay.
His collar is very big.
It's a wide collar too, right?
Yeah, and everybody else is suited and booted. You know, Stephen A's that's a flex. That's a
He's
flex.
Stephen A. though.
I understand, but I feel like Stephen A.
Did you just send it to me?
Yeah, I just sent it to you. I feel like
Okay.
part of Stephen A's thing is to like be dressed to the nines.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have Udonis Haslam, suit, tie, crisp haircut, 3 championship rings.
3 championship rings is a flex too.
Look at that.
That's a good look. Yeah. So
Send it in the chat. I want to see.
I'll send you it.
Leroy, can you give us a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm? YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call at 866-954-MORE. He's ever going to do a home show where he doesn't hit the acoustic guitar as he walks?
It's not it's the boom with the mic is on it.
Yeah, well, you make it go boom every time.
Right there.
Okay, don't do that.
All right. It is partly cloudy by me. Quite breezy though. 10 to 15 miles an hour. Winds are out of the southeast. And again, I can't say this enough. Just expect a passing shower, even though the dum-dums may say no chance of rain. That's a lie. You can go out there and not plan. You can go out there and not be prepared for a rain shower. But Leroy is telling you, you be foolish. So
why are you ducking?
And I would say it's right around 90 degrees.
Dude, I woke up today and it was like, oh my God, I was taking the trash down to the curb. I was like, holy crap, it's 7:30. Why is it so hot?
Yeah.
7:30. Why are you still at home? You know you got to leave earlier than that to get to work.
Dude, actually, you know what's funny? It's on Fridays normally you can get a little loose with it. Fridays you can there's nobody on the road. But I got to tell you, this is the first day I tried Golden Glades all week.
Oh,
I've been.
What is wrong with you?
I just because dude, it was saying like I was gonna be at work before 9 today. It was flying, right? But it's some idiot got into an accident, and like they're trying, dude. It's getting worse because they're trying to construct some type of ramps, and nobody knows how it works.
Yeah.
So even I'm like off to the side. I'm trying to get over because now there's literally one lane to get over, and some lady's like not letting me over, just being a complete jerk. And I'm like, really? I'm like, you're not going anywhere further than me. Like we're gonna be in the same place at the same time. If you let me in or don't let me in.
You got to do what all the other Florida drivers do. Just stick their nose in front of you.
That's what I was. And so she was like literally gonna try it, like ram it. I said fine. So I skipped her and I went to the person in front of her. I'm like, hey,
stupid. Now you're 2 people behind.
Congrats.
You know what else is amazing? For the life of me, here's what I can't figure out. Okay. They have done so much construction on the highways in Florida.
Yeah.
You got express lanes up and down 595. They redid all of 95, right? South Florida. They've extended turnpikes. They've made them wider. They've done all these things. For the life of me, I can't figure out why Golden Glaze is the same.
And now it feels like they're trying to change it and it's made it worse.
The most difficult area in South Florida to travel, they decided that instead of fixing that, they're going to fix all the other highways in South Florida.
Yeah. So either way, that's going to be the last time I do that.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what route have you been taking if you haven't been hitting?
Been doing a lot of Sawgrass to 75.
Oh, okay.
That's been kind of my
Do you
route
go
lately.
Sawgrass 75 to the Gratney?
Yeah, that's kind of been my bag for the last.
And that's
the only way I go.
Been smooth.
Zip. You zip right through. The only problems you have is when you get, depending on timing, when you get to the end of the Gratney, simply because there's a lot of trucks and those parks. A lot of trucks have to come in and out of there. So the trucks just travel slower.
Yeah, they got like bulldozers and they got walls over the Glades now. Like it's not even you can't even do the illegal moves anymore.
Yeah, it's it is crazy. It is crazy.
Anyway, we'll take a break. Got to get into something that was just unbelievably hilarious to hear from Dolphins camp. That's next.
What, Jennifer?
You have put a whole new spin on ASMR this week. But not the soothing kind.
That was scary.
There's a market for that. ASMR that just pisses
What does
you off.
ASMR stand for?
I don't know.
The smart man remembers.
Then you forget all the time, my friend.
I don't.
Autonomous sensory meridian response.
I don't like it.
Well, whatever, dude. You put in like that, but just like cranked up to scaring the hell out of us. Schmeathan says ASMR and being unprofessional are different.
Really?
Am I the only one that doesn't like ASMR?
There.
Ew, Marco, stop it. Ew.
That's how they do it.
No. I'm putting you guys on mute.
This is good.
I found something really hilarious from Dolphins camp this week. I don't know if I should. It's almost like you only can laugh to keep from crying. But did you guys hear Bradley Chub this week?
No.
Bradley Chub this week was talking about the whole culture change thing and just and then just decided, you know what? I'm putting on my honest pants today. Here's Bradley Chubb.
You mean the guy who hasn't played in a year and a half?
Yeah, he hasn't played in a year and a half.
Changing. It's just it's more about us, man, about how we accept what he's telling us. Like, okay, like he may have a joking way of getting a serious point across, but it's up to us in the room. Like, okay, he might have said it funny, but at the end of the day, this is what we're doing, and this is how we're moving about it. And as a team, this is what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? So, not much of him has changed. I would say the people around him and the buy-in of the players that he wants has changed. You know what I mean? And guys are taking accountability of how we want it to look out here. You know what I mean? Because he can only do so much in terms of the game plan, the team meetings, and all that, prepping and putting us in the right position. But we got to go out there and execute. So, I wouldn't say he's changed. I would say the mindset around him and around the team has changed.
So is it a buy-in? Because we heard a lot of this same stuff last year, Fred.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that
for sure.
the lying, but hanging out together, spending time together, getting to know each other, caring about one another.
I'm gonna say last year we was lying, honestly. Point blank period. We felt it. You know what I mean? We put our toe in the water, but we didn't dive all the way in. We didn't get all the way there with each other. You know what I mean? We weren't making the effort to do to go the extra mile. And I would say this year we're doing that. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out for us, but we are putting that foot to change it, because last year, like I said, we said we wanted to change. Yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that, but it's not going exactly how we want to. But this year, I feel like everybody has the right mindset and moving forward. You know what I mean? So if it works out, it's gonna work out. If it doesn't, we're gonna get back to the drawing board and make sure it works out. You know what I mean?
Now, something tells me if it doesn't work out, there's not going to be a drawing board anymore, dude.
Can I just say this?
Clean slate.
You know what this sounds like?
What's that?
Sounds like how you talk when you haven't played a game yet.
Been a lot of that. Been a lot of that this mini camp.
But I'm not mad at the players, right? For this reason. It's hard being in a situation where you're required to say nothing, to say something, even though you have nothing to say. Right? Last year spoke for itself. Why do we always feel the need to come out and say how things are different, when the fact of the matter is, until you play a game, we're not going to know a damn thing about your culture and how you do things and how you perform on the field. So there's really nothing to be said, but we feel like we have to say something, and that's what Chub did.
Well, yeah. Well, Chubb's basically saying, no, we said that last year. We just said something. He goes, that was a lie.
It's a lie right now, because you can't prove it any different until you play football. It's not going to be the relationships you have with each other. It's going to be how you play on the football field on Sunday. That's how you're going to tell if the culture is different.
Dr. Toboggan says, translation, our head coach talks funny and uses too many words. That was also an odd one, yeah? He's like, yeah, we can tell that we thought he was joking. You think that's why he's cursing so much lately?
Yep.
I think he is trying to change his persona. And I understand, because if I'm yelling at my son, who doesn't really understand too much English right now, and I'm like, hey, no, don't do that, he's going to be like, I'm going to totally do this. But if I yell, then he's going to, I can even yell, hey, yes, do that. But because I'm yelling, he's going to be, yeah. So if Mike McDaniel
sound like a dog.
Listen, he bites like a dog. So
you think he's had enough with the soft parenting?
Typical frog behavior. They want to bite everything.
Crazy boy. Big dude.
Albie says this Dolphin season is going to be rough.
Yeah. But I told Fig yesterday.
No team needs a 3-1 start more than them. I'm telling you, dude. Like no
Can
team.
I tell you why? Can I tell you that you have to look at this season in this way? The intentions that they have and the way in which they want to play has to change, right? And that starts from the top. How we're going to do things in certain situations will determine not only how I want us to play, but how other teams will view us in the future. Okay? And I think that's all that needs to change. We're talking about all these different things where if I change the attitude of the coaching staff and have that trickle down to the players, you may have a different result just from that. And that's the part of culture that needs to change. Like, hell, you could all come to work on time all of a sudden, but if you're still running toss sweeps on 3rd and 1 and losing 5 yards, that ain't a culture change.
Also, when did that become culture? Like just showing up for work?
Right, exactly. That's my point.
Like, why is that something that anybody should be bright? Be like, yeah, the culture's really changed. We got to the meetings when they started. It's like, you did your job.
And didn't they start meetings at weird times anyway?
That's what he said. I don't know if he did that this year, but yes, last year he said that they started off-season meetings 24 after the hour.
Yeah, well,
now it's 25.
Perhaps.
Well, I round up, Mike. So, if you want me to be on time, schedule it with a 0 at the end.
You want to hear Mike McDaniel's reaction to Bradley Chub saying they were lying?
Yeah.
Yesterday, Bradley Chub said that he thought the team was lying when they said that they were committed to culture change last year. He said they stuck a toe in the water, but they didn't dive in. That's just one man's opinion. We haven't asked any other players, so it's not, necessarily the truth. But I'm wondering what you think about that and if you ever sensed that last year.
It would have been awesome if he would have told me, on the front end when they were lying. Beyond that, 2024, unless I'm using it directly for a analogy, I'm much more concerned with 2025. So I think you do a lot more for the organization if you spend your time thinking forward in terms of how not this, that, or the other, or whose fault it was. No, we want it like this, and let's do it like this, and this is who we are. And I don't even. What year did you speak of?
25.
What? Oh, I guess I'll read about that in the history books.
So here's the problem, right? And I hate this about sports. Why is it a situation if you're winning, the culture is great, and if you're not having success, we need a culture shift? Because it's damn near the same players that were lighting up the scoreboard 2 years ago, right? Nobody was talking about culture then. And I think a lot of times when people have these interviews and have these pressers and talk to the media, guys like Perk and all these guys, they want you to give them a reason as to why it failed.
Mm-hmm.
And you might not have that answer. And so you throw something out there like, the culture stuff. But nobody had a problem with culture when you were lighting up the scoreboard. Now, it's still, there were some questions about how you did things back then. And see, that's what people fail to realize. The things that I'm talking about, as far as culture and how you do things, I've been talking about this even when they were successful. That you can't get away with this, right? So there's some things that need to change. I think a lot of the players are just kind of saying something that people may want to hear. But the problem is then the media runs back to the other guy and starts saying, "Oh, so and so said this."
Well, I think it's a fair thing to go back to the coach and ask him about it. But I think the other thing is, he comes in. A lot of coaches like Mike, they don't come in with a situation like he came in. Like he came in with a team that was good, that made some big time trades. Remember, he didn't have a first round pick till his third season,
right?
And so like you were souped up for early success. And now you have a step back, and I guess the question is, can he dig himself out of the hole? Like and if he's going to really be given a chance to do that, like is he the guy who can really dig them out of adversity?
The thing that when you tell me somebody is a good football coach or a good offensive mind, the main thing that I take out of that is he has the ability to adjust to his team and what is needed to win football games, right? If he ever gets on and says that I'm going to do what I do because it's been successful in the past, then he is admitting to not being a good football coach. Now, there's some circumstances as you get on the course of the season, like I hate when coaches get all the way to the playoffs and then decide they got to do things differently. You've already earned that spot playing the way you played. That's a different circumstance. But I'm saying after you had a year under your belt, after you have seen how teams have adjusted to you, a good football coach will find ways to adjust to what this team needs to do to have more success. And so I believe that he is a good offensive mind. I believe based on where I've seen him coach, it's odd to me that they have these type of runs when if you think about all the other places that they have coached, that he has coached, have been more of a physical, straight up the field type running game. So it's weird that we're here with him when I've seen him have success doing the things that I'm complaining about.
Yeah, but then, when your entire line is built on a guy who's going to probably fall apart after 12 weeks.
Then fix the line. Then make sure you get a line that can't do that. And that's it. That's part of coaching. That's part of running the organization. Hey, we know this guy right here, he needs a little extra support.
We'll take a break. We'll close things out with a little "You Dead to Me." That's next.
You're dead to me, bum.
Forgot that, didn't you? Now you've also had a very casual Friday, Frog Boy. It was one down. You were just late for a segment. Hobnobbing today. You a little rusty? You missing half the week?
Can I blame Jimmy or can I just keep going? Can I just whatever? It wasn't Jimmy's fault, but if I can blame him, I'm gonna. Aha!
What is that new sound? It's been around for like a week. What is that?
I think this is a sound. I could probably edit this on the settings. I think this is the sound of when Fig leaves her second. Did you just leave the second Fig profile or no? Because I wasn't looking at the screen.
Okay, it sounds like Mario just died.
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything.
I can't trust that. Sometimes she'll say that and then be like, "Oh, I just went to pee somewhere," and then
No, for real. I just exited out of Clean Feed a while ago, but it was muted.
This pains me to do this, but unfortunately, it must be done. And I want to say this is not one singular dead to me, but he is the last straw, because if this man can't drum the Panthers home, then nobody can. Miami Dolphins drumming at Panthers games. You're dead to me.
I agree.
It's over.
You're dead.
You guys can go to the games. You can sit on the glass. I don't care. But Miami Dolphins, tweet your support, whatever. But we're getting on like 4 straight losses. And I think according to some social media statistics, it may even be worse than that. Your stink of 25 years of no playoff wins continues and permeates into hockey. You can't even bring us a hockey win with a championship team. And I like a lot of these guys. Jason Taylor, Zach Sealer, Waddle.
So they're Panther mushes?
Mushes, dude. Mushes. So Dolphins drumming at the Panthers game? You're dead to me.
You're dead to me.
Leroy, your turn.
Okay. As an old person, I like to turn on my TV. I like to go to what I want to watch and watch it. As simple as that. I love to watch a little golf. I love the majors. I like the early round coverage, late round coverage on a different station. Okay? I don't want to watch one group the whole round of golf. There's no leaderboard. You're just watching these guys golf. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this while I'm watching golf. US Open coverage, you're dead to me, and you can kick the sharpest of rocks.
Wow.
In hell. It's just nerve-wracking.
Can you send him to hell?
Stop.
Dead to me.
Stop putting crap on Peacock.
Except Love Island.
Nobody wants to stream that.
Love Island continue to put on Peacock.
Is it? It's a Peacock
but that's
show?
a streaming show.
That's disappointing.
Why?
It's a lowbrow.
What do you mean it's lowbrow?
What
You're
are you talking
lowbrow.
about?
Oh,
Peacock is great.
I bet you wouldn't tell Mike Perry it's lowbrow.
No, I would not. No, I would not. But to be on Peacock, Peacock has some. It just doesn't make sense. There should be no reason why such a disgusting show is on such a reputable platform.
Put it this way. If Hustler had a television station, that show would be on Hustler.
Yeah. It should be on Tubi.
It's just raunchy.
Move Love Island.
It's not raunchy.
It is.
Sometimes
Dominatrix episode yesterday, dude.
I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Ariana Maddox knew these are a bunch of. What did I tell you guys after episode 2? It is a season filled with boring bums.
I haven't seen one episode.
You want to know why? Because they're boring personalities. And so, like, they've had to really crank up the shenanigans. Like, they've had to just turn up the... It's like when wrestling wouldn't have, like, a number one babyface. They had to get crazy. Like, they'd have, like, necrophilia episodes.
Yeah.
Just really just over the top. Cheap stuff. That's where Love Island is. I still am listening. I'm still watching loyally, but they're definitely having to do this because the cast sucks this year. Just does. Jennifer, who's dead to you?
Well, I'm gonna say this once and only once. Everyone who keeps blaming this specific duo for yesterday's loss is dead to me.
Say the duo.
What duo are you talking
Say
about?
the duo.
Marcos, you're one of them, okay?
I'm one of the duo?
No,
Right?
you're
He's
one of the
the team.
people. Stop blaming Travis and Taylor going to the game and just because you hate them, because you have some sort of weird hatred towards them,
It's great.
you're blaming the loss on them. They had nothing to do with it, okay?
That's really nice. I didn't know you.
Sounds like you say, "Okay, pumpkin."
Okay, pumpkin.
I will say,
Okay,
J-Fig,
big boy.
I'll tell you this though, J-Fig. Those two are lucky Jason Taylor banged the drum, because if it wasn't, I would have gone to them.
Okay, but then again, you see, there's a lot more evidence behind Dolphins players and anyone who works for the Dolphins or God knows what. There's a lot more evidence behind that. Every single time they bang the drum, we lose.
Even
They
if
just went on a little date night to go watch the Stanley Cup final. Okay,
I'm telling the Dolphins
Give
right
it
now,
up.
even if Tua gets the call, whoever gets Tyreek, you hang up the phone and you say, we can't do it. Because you want to know something? You know what you guys are doing. You're ruining the Panthers. And that's just the facts. It's all about mojo, and you guys have no Joe.
No Joe. That's good.
What do you got, dude? Who's dead to you?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Well, this comes as no surprise. This man is usually in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. This is no surprise. Antonio Brown.
Oh my goodness! Did you see that? I saw
Facing
that.
attempted murder charges.
He's wanted. They can't find him.
Wanted following his Miami scuffle, which was notably streamed. I believe this happened during a celebrity boxing event in May. Originally, he was briefly detained by police, and the same night was released and appeared on Aiden Ross's stream. But after further investigation, it seems facing an attempted murder charge. So, Antonio Brown, I'm tired of hearing your name. Luckily, no one was injured, and I don't wish death upon you, but I will say for this specific game, I'm tired of hearing about you, and you're dead to me.
You're dead to me. Bum.
Man, that's crazy, huh?
It is crazy. Apparently,
It was on video too, wasn't it? This is not going to go well for him.
So, like, the scuffle was on video. Then all of a sudden, you can't really see him off camera, and there's gunshots that are fired. What they're saying here is he attempted to kill a man with a gun stolen from a security guard. So he must have taken the gun and attempted to shoot someone.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
What kind of gun is this security guard got that he can just free, like just open season to here?
I don't know. Maybe like Antonio Brown like faked a selfie with the guy. He goes, "Hey, you want to take a selfie with me?" And then took his gun.
we have like one of those magicians that takes your watch.
I mean, we got to.
I know if that was me, I would have shot myself. I've never held a gun.
Some security guards are bumbling.
True. They're just
I've
big.
never. Yeah. Okay, Paul Blart.
Wow.
Mall cop.
You know, if you chasing criminals on a Segway, that nobody's probably taking you that serious.
Well, he's a mall cop. Yeah. I don't think anybody takes mall cops seriously, do
Leroy
you?
would have fumbled the gun. I wouldn't know what to do. I think I should. That's a phobia of mine. You think I should go to the range and just shoot one just to get it?
Yeah, you live in Davie, dude. There's like range
I
next to
know.
every 7-Eleven.
There's a lot of ranges, but I'm just like my palms are sweating right now because I've seen so many things happen, with guns growing up.
There's pretty one. There's one in the Deerfield Gun World. That was it was like a lounge. It's awesome.
Remember we went? Is that where we went to do the bow and arrows?
No,
they had a gun range too, though.
That was in Pompano.
Yeah, but they had a gun range.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. They had archery upstairs.
Yeah. So I don't. I've always thought about it, but then I'm like, no, I don't think I've had no desire to ever, because I've seen what the wrong person with a gun can do.
All right, everybody. That is our show for the day. Appreciate Mike Perry stopping by.
See what you did? Somebody said go to the gun range with your bandana.
Did you see Leroy with the bandana
I saw
yesterday?
one. No, I haven't. I saw one screen grab Dade South put out. Marcos was explaining to me you guys played some type of a game yesterday. So
yes,
taboo.
You guys
people are raving about it.
People
dude.
aren't raving about it.
They're
not
raving about it.
But we'll get to that. You guys can tell me more about it on Monday. And everybody have a great weekend. Go Cats.
Go Dirty Boxing. Go get a
Dirty
shirt.
Boxing.
Go get a different shirt.
And we'll talk to you rascals on Monday.
Come and find me, motherfuckers.
Midday Sport